It's the now and here. Gaming tales you need to hear. Laugh and shout and sometimes sneer. Memories from all those years. Console wars and secret tips. Tips and tricks from pixel trips. News that pours from gaming sips. Critical minds and candid lips. And Generation X gaming show. Tune in where the thoughts flow. Rant and rave with words that glow. Weekly stories make them go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another week, another episode of Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. I'm your host, 30 and Still Gaming, and joining me each and every single week is Sgt Mclusky. What's going on, bro?
Not much, man. Busy week.
Anytime for gaming. If you didn't game,
I played that new thing that came on Game Pass. Was it Ball Blitz or Ball?
Ball Pit.
Ball Pit.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like the present day future thing of Breakout.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah, I played a little bit of it when I got back to town and had to do like farming, like put the farming grounds and stuff down. I was like, I'm good. I didn't want to do it, so I stopped playing it. Generation X Gaming, a weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories of the past week, and we rant along the way. On today's show, we're going to be talking about Borderlands. We're going to be talking about Arc Raiders. We're going to be talking about Ubisoft. We're going to be talking about Sony. We're going to be talking about Grand Theft Auto. We're going to be talking about Microsoft a little bit. We're going to talk about Dune Awakening. We're going to talk about Bungie and Destiny 2. We're going to talk about Marvel Rivals. We're going to talk about the Steam machine that is coming out next year, early next year, and a bunch of little other stories if we have time to get to it. We're here Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. You can also watch the past broadcast over on Spotify. All the episodes from all the years are over there, so you have like 464 episodes up on Spotify, so we do appreciate you. If you are watching or listening to the Spotify, help us out. Head over there, get a comment. Just like over here on YouTube, if you're listening, or Twitch, if you go over to Spotify, leave a comment, let us know what you think about the show, rate the show. It gets out there to other people around the world, and we appreciate you very much for checking out our stuff. So what's going on, Sarge?
Well, other than that T-shirt people not getting my T-shirt, I did a chargeback, so I'll get the chargeback.
Your microphone, for some reason, it's got static on it. I don't know what's happened. If you have a
static.
Yeah, it's got like a little. Do you have something near? Well, whatever you just did right there, it fixed it. Oh no, it's messing. It's messing with the cable or whatever it is. Let's go out, Prosy. Yeah.
Better now?
No, it's worse now.
It's whatever. Worse?
Yeah, just don't touch it. Just right there. Just leave it. Don't touch it. Leave it right there.
Is it worse or better?
Now I don't hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, so leave it.
That's how that works. You tell me if it's better.
Yeah. So, let's go over to let's start off with what we've been playing. Yeah, it's exactly what it sounded like, Dupless. It's like an unplug. It was like a loose wire or something. It was, I don't know.
Well, it might be time for that particular cable to be replaced.
Is it the? Well, don't touch it. Is it the cable from the microphone into the mixer?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So another week down. You said you're playing Ball Pit. So tell us a little bit about Ball Pit.
Well, as soon as I started playing it, it looks like to me like a more futuristic version of Breakout. So I thought it was pretty funny. I haven't figured out what you're supposed to do as far as combinations. They give you the choices of.
Well, it's like Vampire Survivor and stuff like that. You got to figure out which ones to pick, and then
but it doesn't run. It doesn't run that way though. You only have a certain amount of actual abilities that you can find for the match. 8. You can only find 8 total, but they randomly generate them. But the issue is you You want to level up the abilities with fission if you can when they give you the better fission chances. But if they give you the, I think it's called the fusion, where you take two and you mix them together and you get a different ability, you have to keep doing that when they give you the options so you can open up all the possibilities. But the issue is that because the level is random, you get clobbered depending on what you have to do. And I don't understand what they're talking about all the time when they tell you what the ability is, because they'll say like releases extra baby balls or this, and I'm like, it doesn't explain to you like how many balls you're supposed to have total. The special balls are only one. Once you throw it out, it's only one. You have to wait for it to come back. And a lot of the abilities, if you're not careful when you're reading them, they'll actually go against your build.
Reading?
If you build a specific build and you pick the wrong perk, it actually negates some of your abilities, and so you don't do enough damage. Like it might sound like a good like the one of them in there is like if
there's more cons than pros.
If it goes to the back, it says if it goes to the back wall, it does 80% more damage, and I'm thinking, okay. So I tried to build off of that, and to get the balls to go to the back, you have to make sure there's a hole to one of the corners and get it back there. But what ends up happening is if you're lucky enough to get it back there, the balls will just stay back there doing damage. But if there's other guys in front, I can't do any damage to them now because I only have so many balls that I can release. So I have to actually wait for balls to come out of the back for me to catch them in order to attack the guys at the front. So it's weird. You have to know what pieces to put together to make a good build. I'm on like the 4th level.
How many hours?
What I don't understand is that entire stupid farm thing.
That's where I quit.
I don't understand what we're talking about.
I literally was playing the game. I played maybe 45 minutes to an hour, maybe a little bit more, right? I was playing the game. I was like, this is interesting. I can see where it's addictive. Then I got back to the base, and then it's like, oh, you gotta put a farm. And I went, I don't
understand what this is.
I just said, I looked at it. I put 2 farm things down. I went, I'm good. I stopped playing. I said, I'm not interested.
I mean, and then
which is weird because I like farming shit.
And then you have to bang your guy off of the things to harvest.
You gotta bang your guy with some balls, huh? Yeah.
You have to pick. Like they show you the little dotted line, and you release the guy, and he bounces back and forth between the boxes. So you have to build the town to where you can throw a guy in there, and he'll bounce off the things because that's how you harvest, is bouncing guys off the fields. I'm like, I don't understand. Then I have all the resources. And then all the resources are to build more stuff, but I don't understand what are we doing? Like what are the resources for?
People love it. I didn't get too far. I didn't get too far with it. So I can't add anything to this. I played it last week or 2 weeks ago when it first came out, and I was just like, people were talking about it. I started playing it. I was like, all right, I see why it's addictive, right? It's like
fun.
Space Invaders and Breakout.
But it's the learning curve is difficult because if you don't have the right build and the randomness of the level happens, you die. You have to be able to do have to be able to do enough damage quickly enough.
You know what it almost feels like? It almost feels like a mobile. You know, you ever see that mobile phone game?
It's a mobile
where where it just the guy, all the troops keep coming down. You're just. I never played the game, but I've seen it all the time. Where you're like shooting an AK-47 at this line, and they keep sending guys at you. That's what it felt like to me. I was like, oh, it's like a little mobile game.
The issue I have though is you can spend coin to re-roll what they give you, and I think that I have to do that a little bit more because what ends up happening is if you're building towards a certain thing, and then after maybe the halfway point, you're not getting the ones that click with it, you're not going to make it to the boss. Like you don't make it to the boss. I didn't have to retry that many times. Like I defeated the first level boss, I think maybe with one try. I didn't die.
I beat it the first time. Yeah.
And then the second one with the snow level, it was a little bit more difficult because I didn't understand why your guy was moving and then slowed down. Like there was nothing on the map to slow me down because I realized there's the ice thing makes you slide faster and the quicksand makes you slow down. But there was nothing there, but my guy was moving slower for some reason. So that I guess I put it together that
you pick something that had a negative.
When you're firing the special balls, you can't move at full speed, because then I noticed there's a perk in one of the trees that give you the ability to move at full speed while firing. So I figured that was it. It's weird. It's a little strange. I don't understand the entire map, and I didn't understand the story that much. I'm like, it's Babylon. Babylon falls, gets hit by a meteor, there's a big hole in the ground, and you have to save the town. Like, but what am I doing with this town? I don't understand what my benefits were for the town. Like, I was trying to, I unlocked 2 characters, but I couldn't unlock another one. I couldn't figure out how to unlock a third character.
So you're gonna go back and play some more of it?
I mean, I will play it enough.
Did it hook you? Did it hook you on the?
I don't. My brain doesn't work that way anymore. Right? It allows for a certain amount of challenge, and then when I see what it's trying to do, and I'm like, if I'm not interested anymore, I'm like, I'll just put it down.
Yeah, that's what I did. I just put it down.
I don't. My brain's wired differently now after being abused for 20 years. So, I mean, gaming wise. Not in real life.
Well, you know what just came out on mobile? Like, they announced it today. Deep Rock Galactic Survivor just came out on mobile. That's a fantastic game on PC, which then came to console, and now it's on mobile.
I think it's a good game because it is Breakout. It's the Atari 2600 Breakout, just done futuristic. That's what it is.
Modern day.
Modern day Breakout. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I took the store down, so you can't purchase this right now. And then when they do go back up, it'll be a completely different store. So I'm gonna have to order another one to see what the quality's like.
You know what I do like every once in a while? I'll get in the mood is pinball.
Like
a lot of guys
game?
a lot of guys have some really cool pinball machines in the store. Like to play.
Have you gone to the pinball arcade down there by the museum?
Yeah, I've been there many times.
Yeah.
Those pinball machines are from like the 60s and the 70s. They have a whole line. There's the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. Like they had Addams Family for a while. I was in there for a while playing the Addams Family because that was like one of my favorites. Addams Family and Theater of Magic. Loved Theater of Magic.
I did like the Star Wars pinball machine back.
The new one with the video screen.
No, they actually sell that a smaller version of that. The one that used to be inside Boomers. We used to have it at Boomers.
Yeah, that was one it was a shorter machine, but it had a digital screen.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah,
that was one. That was a good one.
I mean, the pinball machines that they have are basically. I found a couple.
All right,
there are ones that are made up. There are ones that are made up, but then there's ones that are like straight out of the arcade. And you recognize them. Like I recognize them right away. I'm like, that's the one. I'm looking at the table. I'm like, yep, they got it down exactly.
Was Jurassic Park a good one too? I'm trying to think of there was a Jurassic Park pinball machine that was really good as well.
I like a lot of action. I don't like a lot of field. I like to find the little hidden spots in the game. The older machines, the older pinball machines, if you ever played them, they're very open. It's a lot of open field and it's a lot of skill shots.
Yeah, I like the ones with the
like you have to get
tubes and stuff going through it.
Well, when they went multi-level, that's when it got crazy. A Twister was a good one.
Twister says the last Starfighter pinball was fun.
Twister was a good one because we would go to the arcade like shit-faced, and it was so hot in the arcade because there were so many people that if you got the multi-ball, the fan would turn on.
Oh yeah,
the fan would turn on. I'm like, oh yes, multi-ball.
Yeah,
thank God for the fan. Like. It's like it's good days, man. Good days.
Any other games you've been playing?
Well, I do the Sunday night thing with Travis.
What?
We
got caught. Beat it yet?
No, we didn't beat it yet. We're max level. We're max level. We found Minsk.
Talk about Baldur's Gate 3, guys.
Yeah, we found Minsk, and now we're trying to figure out which one of the quests that's kind of broken. We broke it a little bit. Like we're trying to figure out how to connect back out with them to continue the story. There's a few like disjointed quests that we're trying to figure out where they are, because it doesn't just put a marker on the screen and you fall like a zombie. You know, you have to actually pay attention and look where it is.
I was just thinking that all the time. I was like, oh, Krebsy will say it.
So many pinball machines.
We played Star Wars Battlefront 2. Fantastic game. I love playing that game. It's still good.
Were you serious?
Triple XP now. It's triple XP.
Were you serious when you said those are the same guys that did Ark? Because it does look like it.
Yes. The majority. Well, I don't know about the majority, but the people that left DICE to go start Embark are the people that also did Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Battlefield 1. They did all of those.
Yep.
Okay.
Great
So
job.
when you're in Arc, you can see a lot of the stuff that they've done in Battlefront 2 moved over to Arc, as far as the switching shoulders type of stuff, the binoculars when you go through them and stuff. It feels like Star Wars. Like the draw distance and the way they do the landscapes and the maps just in general, beautiful, right? So love playing Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Crisp.
It's so good.
The map, the graphics are very crisp, and it's optimized well, man. Game's just done well.
Yeah, Clip says there's like 80 people that left DICE to go to make Embark. Yeah, it's crazy. Like the high ups and then the other
can
ones, they all brought them
you
over.
can tell the level of talent, man.
Well,
You play Battlefront
100%.
2, you're playing Arc, you could tell the level of talent that we're dealing with.
Yeah, they do a really good job. So I played that. I played Lord of the Rings: Return to Moria on Monday night with Aku. We're trying to beat the main game because a DLC just came out for it. And then the DLC opens up with like NPCs. Like you're the only ones in the game right now. There's just no NPCs, like other good guys. With the expansion, they opened up with traders and different things, and like a village that you can like leave the mountain and stuff. So we haven't been there yet, but so we're trying to finish the game. We're stuck a little bit. We just got to the next forge to make the next, because we were like at the point we have to progress, but we can't progress. We need the new armor and the new weapons. And to get the armor and the new weapons, you had to find the forge. So we got the forge. We finally opened that up. And now we need to find and farm the materials for it so we can get the new... We have the new piece of armor, but we need the new weapons to progress forward. So that's where we are in Lord of the Rings Return to Moria. And we do that like Monday nights every once in a while. Tuesday night, I played Arc Raiders on stream. And Sarge, I tried something completely different. I don't know if you got to watch it or anything like that. On Tuesday, I played Arc Raiders, and I decided I was going to play with chat, but I was like, you know what? I want to try out going solo, and I didn't bring any guns with me. I didn't bring any guns. I didn't bring any shields. I didn't bring anything. I went in with a complete bare...
You went pacifist.
Sort of. I was part of the Speranza delivery service, okay? So I was pretending, I was role-playing as a courier inside Speranza that was coming out...
disability.
Coming out into the world, and I would just go grab a bunch of stuff, and then I would run around and then offer it to people, right? Do you need this? You need that, right? And let me tell you something. I played for 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours.
Are you going to say no one shot at you?
Not one person shot at me and killed me.
Shut up.
The only time I died was to a fireball. I went to the hospital, okay? I got killed, and it didn't kill me. I was dying, and I was calling out to see if anyone would come and save me. They didn't. And then I just killed myself down an elevator shaft, and that's the only time I died. 12 missions, or 12 raids I went into for 3.5 hours. Not one person shot at me, let alone killed me, okay? I got into some little social aspect of stuff, right? Like some people... helped me. Other people just kind of like, hey, what's going on? Just kind of walked away. This one poor individual, I think the character's name was Lucky Boots. So if Lucky Boots ever gets to see this, I'm sorry you got killed. Okay. But she or he, I don't really know, because the voice sounded like either a young adult or a girl. I think it was a girl. So the person that helped me, she was minding her own business. I was a smidgen of health left, Sarge. A smidgen of health. I climbed up the wall to get away from one of the robots because I have no gun. And I can't hit it with my pickaxe because it would blow up and then I would be dead. So I went up on the wall. I called down. I was like, hey, Raider. I was like, can you help me? And she's like breaking into a thing. And she stops and like, it was like, what do you need? And I was like, I'm doing a little experiment. I was like, I don't have any weapons and I need help to get something from this hospital. And she's like, why don't you have any weapons? I'm like, just wanted to see if someone would help me. And she's like, it's kind of hard to trust people in this game. I go, I don't have a weapon. So I was like, just asking her to help. And she pauses for a second and she goes, yeah, okay, come on down. Right? Can you come on me? And I was like, yeah. So I run over to her. She gives me some meds and she goes, I'll follow you. So we go into the building. She helps me do this mission where I got three bins open. Okay. I say, hey, thank you very much for your time. I had a purple item, which is a magnetic purple accelerator. I said, here. She says, I'm brand new in the game, right? So she goes, I don't really know what that is. I said, it's a purple item. It's good. Just put it in your, and I said, just extract, because she doesn't have a safe pocket, right? So I gave it to her.
Why doesn't she have a safe pocket?
Because she did a free loadout. If you do a free loadout, you don't get a safety pocket.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
I thought you got the safety pocket regardless.
No.
Okay.
If you don't bring an augment in, you get a free. Like me, I had a safety pocket. I had it in my safety pocket just in case someone killed me. I could go back in with it. So she helped me. I gave it to her. We walked down to the lobby. Okay, and she's like, "Hey, do you want to extract?" I was like, "Yeah, let's go. We go to extract." Guy walks through the front door. We both say we're friendly. Shoots her in the face. Kills her instantaneously. Okay. He looks at me. I go, "I got nothing." I was like, "I don't even have a weapon." Right. And he just leaves me alone. I was like, I can't believe he didn't kill me. Right. And because he didn't kill me, I go, "Hey, she's got a purple item on her." I was like, "You can take it." Right. Because I wanted to give it to somebody. And he walked over, goes inside, says, "Thanks." Right. Because he doesn't speak. People in the game that don't speak, they're psychopaths. He says, "Thanks." And then he just goes on around his way. Doesn't kill me. Nobody shot at me. Nobody killed me. Nobody tried to shoot at me. Everyone was super friendly.
I have to imagine that by the time people are done playing that game, they're going to have trust issues with reality.
I'm sorry. Say again.
I said by the time that game is done, like when people are done playing that game, it's going to scar everybody. You're going to have trust issues in reality. Like you play that game, you get trust issues.
False advertisement with that name. What, Speranza delivery service? I mean, I was delivering stuff to people. It was shit, but I still was delivering stuff. I have to say, a lot of people were talking about how toxic it is. They're like, I get killed every 5 seconds. I walked in, nobody shot. I was in the hardest mat of Bluegate, walking around. No one killed me. Okay, it was hard getting away from the arc because I couldn't kill them. Right, the balls, I'm hitting with my thing, and they would blow up next to me, and I'd be murder myself, and then I have to scavenge to try to find meds because I literally brought nothing in with me, and I thought that was pretty good, and people were getting a kick out of it. They're like, "You came in here with nothing? That's pretty psychopathic." I was like,
right, that's psychopath. But the guy who sees you and just starts shooting you on sight, that's not psychopath.
Just shot on sight. Yeah. And I have to say, somebody said that. I think it was Force Gaming. Force Gaming said he thinks there is a matchmaking process. That if, let's say you have a green weapon on you, okay, you go in the map with a green weapon, it matches you with other people that also brought in weapons of that. Now, we can't prove it, right? But every time I went in, the people that were talking to me, they didn't have high-level weapons at all, okay? So I'm assuming because I also went in being a pacifist, basically, and not trying to kill anybody, nobody tried to kill me. There was only that one person that killed that girl. Everybody else was super friendly. They're all working together, trying to help people do missions and stuff like that. Yet I watch people online like, "This game is toxic, bro. You can't do anything." I'm like, what? I think it's PC to console. I really do.
I want to know where these people live that you believe that Arc Raiders is toxic. Whereas we've had like the king of toxicity games for like a decade. Like Call of Duty is the king. It's the king of shit talking. It used to be SOCOM. And then it became COD. Like, I don't understand what you're talking about. People are just playing the game. You put me in a room. You told me everyone's versus everyone. You told me we're all supposed to scavenge for stuff. There's limited scavenging items, and there's only one way out, and it's got a timer on it. What do you think's going to happen?
Right.
Like, what do you mean it's toxic? What are you talking about?
Water says 30's the real psycho. He said, "Hey, she has the purple on her. Take it." Yeah.
He was going to check the body anyway. Let's be
No,
real,
he was
Water.
running off. He shot
her in the face and then he checked her?
Never checked her.
Psycho.
That's what I said. He's a psycho. He came in, shot her in the face, and then started running. And as he was running away, I go, "Hey, she's got a purple on her," and he came back. Yeah. I mean, it's survival of the fittest, Water. You know what I mean? And I ran up to him. I said, "Go ahead, shoot me." I did. I said, "Go ahead, shoot me." He never shot at me. Never, ever even did anything.
But it's weird, isn't it? It's like there are all these psychologists and professors inside universities. Like, these would be perfect tests for them if they want to study human behavior. Like, be involved in an online game. Like, you'll figure out the planet right away.
Right. Here, let me bring this up. Here, let me go. I'm going to show you the one clip that's on that I have. I have a couple clips, but this one clip, it's nothing like groundbreaking or anything like that. I just wanted to show you like the dynamic of what's happening here. Okay, so let me go to shorts, and I'll bring it up. Okay, I'm not going to show you the one where the girl got killed because I didn't have a clip out of it. But this one right here is me just walking in.
Hey, don't shoot, on, man.
Hey,
I wasn't planning on shooting you.
I'm part of the SDS Veronza delivery service. You guys need anything? I'm looking for I'm looking for Ted. He asked for this keyboard or this rubber pad. Do you guys need that? So I drop a pad on the ground. Now the guy next to me is talking. The other guy is not talking. He's using in-game like commands and stuff like that, right? Just watch what he does. I throw this pad on the ground. This guy's like, "No, I don't need it."
No, I don't, but thank you for offering.
All right, well, Ted might be dead, so you can have it. He just grabs it.
Oh, okay.
I got no guns. It's appreciate it. Corporate office doesn't give us any guns or shields, so I'm out here just delivering stuff. You guys be safe. You guys be safe.
Not even a shield. We're not without a shield.
I got nothing. Look at my upper screen. I got no shield, no weapon, no nothing. I just. Oh, me too. Yeah, I gotta do the little mission over there.
Mission?
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh, people in solos are like super chill in this game, right? Now, Altern says you are playing on Xbox, and people on Xbox do not have advanced in gear. I'm also playing with people on PlayStation as well. So, I mean, there are people that are level 75.
Why is that a thing?
These.
Why is that a thing? Why are people on Xbox not in advanced in gear?
I think people on console are more casual. I think, as we said last week, people that are playing on console.
I think you guys are all talking out of your ass.
I think no. They said last week when we talked about Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders is for people that have jobs, right?
Arc Raiders is for people who have jobs.
Yeah, people that have jobs. Where Tarkov is people that don't have jobs, right? Like this respects people's time. So like people get off work and they just want to get online and they just want to play. So like super cash. They're like super casual. But you go to PC, okay, and you go into duos or trios, shoot on sight, don't ask any questions. Everyone's
and nobody talks.
It's like night and, no, they talk. No, they talk and stuff, but it's like night and day. You're just murdering people left and right when you're playing on PC. We get into fights every once in a while. Like today we did a 3v3, right? And there's people that fight you. When you're in duos or trios, there's people going to fight you. Solos, you get one person out of the 18 people on the server that might be toxic towards people. I hate to call it toxic. It's a PvP VE game. You're allowed to shoot people, right? It's just that you don't really see it happening. I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting. It's like a social experiment.
Toxic would be the guy is nonstop doing your mama jokes.
Yeah. No, it's not toxic. That's why I say I don't want to call it toxic. Yeah.
Everybody in the server, like that's why, toxic.
Yeah, that's why I said I don't want to call it toxic. It's not toxic because you can do it. There's some good clips. If anyone wants to just have a fun time, just go look up. I think it's FPS. FPS. It's like a montage. I think it's the channel FPS, and they just go every day. They put like a 15 to 20 minute together compilation of people doing stupid shit in the game, and just weird stuff happens. It's really entertaining. Really entertaining. So that's what I've been playing. I've been playing Arc Raiders, playing Star Wars, and then playing Lord of the Rings. Tomorrow I'll probably play, not on stream, but I'm going to play some Marvel Rivals. All right, so we'll talk a little bit about what's happening in the gaming space. So let's go to top stories. All right, Sarge. So they're finally bringing in more, well, good characters, I should say. The people that are interested, they're bringing in.
What do you mean, good characters?
Yeah, they're bringing in Gambit and they're bringing in Rogue inside the thing. So Marvel Rivals Season 5 introduces Gambit as a new support and Rogue and more, while the key feature players have begged for final arrivals. Right. So the character models in this game, top notch. They're doing a fantastic job with all the skins and stuff they put in. So they're bringing Gambit comes in first.
50 years of comics to look at.
Yeah. So Gambit comes in first. He's coming in, and then halfway through the season, you'll get Rogue when she comes in. I believe they also showed Scott Summers in there, which is Cyclops inside the
all I want to know is tell me Rogue's ability. Tell me she could touch somebody and get their ability.
we don't know the actual.
Come on.
We don't know the abilities yet for her. You would assume that it's what she has, right? So it's about them getting married. They're getting married or whatever, and then something gets broken up. You see Scott in the background there, right? So I'm assuming if she touches you, she's gonna, because there's already abilities like that in the game, right? Loki can steal your power, so I think she's gonna be able to. I mean, that's her ability, right?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, so is everybody trying to run away from her? She's got to be a close combat person. Otherwise, she would never get to use her ability. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what's the build here?
So I like how the whole trailer doesn't show you their faces at all. Like they keep it pretty hidden until the very end, and then they show you. They don't ever show you the faces, which is pretty cool. Keep it a little on edge.
Well, everyone wants to know what character you're basing it off of, right?
Yeah. And I believe they got the characters that did the voice acting for the actual X-Men 97.
Like the original show?
The original, yeah. The voices of Gambit and Rogue.
I'm not sure if he was a real Cajun, though. I'm trying to remember the guy's name.
So there they are. They look awesome. They look absolutely awesome. And they're adding a couple of different things in this as well, right? So I'll leave that on the screen for just a second. They're adding...
Love is a battlefield, bro.
Yeah.
Seriously?
So they're adding in...
Love is the battlefield?
That's what it is. Yeah, they're adding a different game mode in, which is a conquest mode 18 versus 18, which is interesting. And then they're also adding in a hub where 100 players can get into a tower-esque of like Destiny, which is kind of strange. And it's in Times Square. Okay, it's in Times Square. So obviously all the billboards and stuff are from the comics and whatnot, but they also are doing advertisement for Disney Plus shows, right? So they're showing like Guardians of the Galaxy. They're showing all these different movies. Now, I don't know if they're trailers or if they're actual like movies that they're going to be showing in this thing. There's like music playing. You can dance. It sounds corny, but I want to know why they're putting 100 people into a tower-esque type of thing, because there's got to be more to this down the road, right? Like, why are they putting 100 people?
They're probably testing something.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm interested in seeing what happens with the 100-player hub that they have. The 18 versus 18 feels pretty cool, or it sounds pretty cool. And then obviously they said there's more PvE combat coming into the game. So yeah, 2 new characters, maybe a 3, because Scott Summers is there. Cyclops is in the background, so maybe they add him in the season later. Maybe they do for like a 2-for-1, or excuse me, he comes in December for the last thing. I don't know. Maybe he comes in January. But these are basically the last 2 characters that are in for this season, which makes a total of 12 this year, which is pretty cool. And because of doing that, they're also awarding people. Marvel Rivals players will receive a $25 of currency in the anniversary celebration. So Marvel Rivals rapidly approaching the first anniversary. It's almost been a year already. NetEase has revealed that the player will receive 2,500 units later this month to celebrate. The PvP hero shooter has come to lapse bounds of the past year, and regular seasonal transitions and introducing new characters, maps, game modes, and Season 5 is making some major changes. X-Men, Rogue, and Gambit headline the addition of Season 5, and the gift from the developers will catch the eye of most players. Marvel Rival players get 2,500 units. In the latest vision video ahead of start of Season 5 on November 14th, Marvel Rival director revealed that the players will receive 2,500 units, equivalent to $25 in-game. Obviously, they could do this anytime they want, because you're just going to spend it right in the game again, right? Anniversary celebration kicking off November 27th. The anniversary celebration event will also allow us players to earn a free legendary Jeff the Landshark skin, while other anniversary-themed costumes will be added to the game to purchase. Season 5 in Marvel Rivals is also plenty of other big additions to the game, including a new social hub that fits 100 players. For the long-awaited introduction of cross-progression is also in the game now. And then placement matches being added to rank, something the community has been asking or crying out for. So Season 5 kicks off on Friday, November 14th, and will last until January of 2026, with a mid-season break introduced to Season 5.5, which brings Rogue to the game and the latest playable character. So, again, they have no time of slowing down. This game is making tons of money. They're doing very good with the skins. The character designs are fantastic. I had something earlier that showed all the new skins for the Battle Pass, but we'll talk about it next week or whatever. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to go back and play Gambit, because I think a lot of people I've seen on social media, people are like, I've been waiting for this, because they haven't touched the game. They were waiting for Gambit to come in, or they're waiting for like Rogue to come in.
What do you mean they didn't touch the game?
They didn't touch the game because they're like, if this person comes to the game, I'll play the game.
That's the ultimatum. People were not going to come into Rivals unless their character came in.
Yeah, because a lot of people, they might just like one. I've said this a year ago. I said people, if they just keep adding new characters, the one person that's waiting in the background going, man, if they add Professor X, that's my favorite character. I'm not usually a PvP guy, but they'll go in.
It sounds so strange to say you're sitting on the fence waiting for one character. You don't want to play the game at all.
I mean, maybe they don't like PvP, but now they're like, you know what? I'll give it a shot because of this character. Now that they're adding PvE, this is also what I said a year ago. If they add PvE and they add your character, this is more people that'll come in that could potentially spend money on microtransactions and whatnot, right? So they just keep adding more X-Men, which I would assume by this time next year there'll be some sort of event that it's against the X-Men, right? Like you'll have so many groups of people, and they'll probably do some event to coordinate with the Doctor Doom or whatever.
You would have to fight against the Sentinels, right? You would think.
You would think, right? Yeah. So pretty cool. Is this going to be a mass comeback of everybody? No, I don't think so. But it still keeps people coming back, and I'm going to go back. I went back for the PvE. I played it for a couple days. I'll come back for Gambit. Maybe I play it for a couple days, right? I'm not going to say I'm going to play it like nonstop for the next like 3 months, but this is what people should do, right? They said this, 7-8 months ago? They said, we're not trying to keep you in the game at all times, right? They just want you to come back. They just want you to come back.
Did they say that out loud? Did they say
we read an article.
We're not trying to keep you in the game forever?
Yeah, they said that this is not a game that you grind. They said that, you know, if a new character comes in, they want you to come back and check it out, or a new event, or a new, you know, that's exactly what they said.
I think they're just buying their time to go down the road of Fortnite. That's basically what they're trying to do.
Well, that 100-player tower thing, where the hub, like, am I going to be logging into Marvels to play like Rock Band? You know what I mean? Am I going to be logging in to do something? I don't know, man. I don't like. Here's what I'll say. I don't like this whole platform-esque thing that they're doing, right? Like Fortnite or Minecraft or Roadblocks. Now they're doing it with Battlefield 6, right? Now they're doing it with Call of Duty. Like it's a platform, and there's going to be like 19 different game modes to play. I don't like where the industry is going with that, where you have a game and you're going to come back and play for the PvE, PvP event, live service, whatever it is. One game does that, 2 games do that, cool. But now you got like 5, 6, 10 different games all doing the exact same thing. Come back on Monday, come back on Tuesday, come back on Thursday, come back on Friday. It's like you have an update every single time. You keep coming back every month. It's like you're checking in with like your AA meeting guy, and then you're going to the grocery store to pick up your milk. It's like it's a groceries list now. It's just a checklist that you're doing. Oh, it's Tuesday. I got to go log into Division 2. Oh, it's Wednesday. I got to go do Speedstorm.
The thing that I still haven't grasped is, since they know, and no one talked about this in the past, since they know that people have limited amounts of time, you made a game, right, to play. And when you finish the game, you move on to the next game. So maybe it took you like a week, maybe it took you a month, but you finish the game and you move on. Then they wanted to cannibalize your time to make you only play one game. But then if somebody else is doing the same thing, then you guys are battling out who can take up more of somebody else's time, which hurts your own industry.
Right.
Because nobody's buying games because they don't have time for them. Then you complain that no one's buying games, and then raise the prices of the games that you currently are selling because you can't sell enough of them because your guys are trying to cannibalize people's life. Do you not see the circle? That's just a doom circle. Like, it doesn't make any sense. If they just go back to making a game and selling the game, and when you finish and we move on, you know, people might buy like 12 games a year because they buy it, they finish it, they move on.
That's right.
But no, we can't have that. We have to have you here inside of our ecosystem, watching you, sending you ads constantly, hoping you'll spend $20 on a skin. Like, what are you doing?
Alexander
what are you
says,
doing?
Make a game, sell a hub. The devs are this close to getting it right. Yeah. So close, yet so far.
It's so backwards, man.
Speaking of playing a game, and then moving on. Borderlands 4 sales results were softer than expected, Take-Two says. Okay. So much so, Sarge, that Borderlands broke a record. Borderlands 4 broke a record, but a depressing record on Steam because they lost 93%. All-time peak was 304,000 people just 2 months ago. Okay. 2-month peak was 19,804. And then they lost 93% of their player base in 2 months of the game being out, right?
But they bought the game and they played it. That's it.
I understand that. Yeah, but
that's it.
Right? It's comparing to other Borderlands games in the past. So Borderlands all-time peak, remember, Borderlands 3 didn't launch on Steam. It came out later, but all-time peak was 93,000. 2-month peak was 17,256. They lost 82%. And then Borderlands 2 all-time peak was 124,000. 2-month peak was 22,554. They lost 82% as well.
This is a Steam number, though. This is not regular.
This is Steam. Yeah, just
yeah,
Steam.
yeah. Because Borderlands 2, the numbers were much higher than that.
Correct, but it didn't come out right as Steam.
No, I know. I get it. It came out later.
Yeah, but that's a big drop. Now remember, Randy Pitchford said big sale would never happen, and then all of a sudden it went off 20% off.
And I'll say bet. Wait till Black Friday comes. We'll see how much Borderlands is.
Now I want to make it clear. I mean, look at this number. All-time peak on Steam was 304,000. That's a lot bigger than, you combine these two numbers, it's still 100,000 more. So Borderlands sold well over on Steam, but it sold less than 4,000 units, I believe, is what they're saying. It says Take-Two has been a sticky pot lately. It says in a recent interview with CEO Take-Two Interactive, Strauss Zelnick confirmed that Borderlands 4 also failed to meet expectations. Now, again, not meeting expectation doesn't mean it's not successful. Their expectations might have been like 7 million in the first month, and it only hit 6 million in the first month. You know what I'm saying? So it was below expectations. So I don't know what the actual sales are because they're not actually going to tell you what the actual sales were.
Yeah, that'd be too easy.
Yeah. So the fact is, though, a lot of people lost interest. And here, I'll go look up the Steam charts real fast.
Yeah, because other games released. That's how it works.
Of course. You play the game, you beat the game, and you put the game down. Yeah.
Sometimes, like especially this time of year, people buy Borderlands, and their mentality is, I got to get through this game quick because Battlefield, Arc Raiders,
that's why
and COD's
sometimes I don't buy a game.
Like, they have to get through the game as fast as possible because other shit's coming out.
This is not good. If this was a patient on the table, it's flatlined, it's dead. Okay. From where it was to where it is not very good, right? There's only 10,000 people playing right now. And again, maybe all these people played it, beat it, and put it down, but they're not going back to play the second character and the third character and the fourth character. They're not going out to farm all the stuff that they told us there was 18 billion guns in the game.
Like the crazy person that I was and played 6 characters and got everything to OP with the highest OP level with all the characters. I burned myself out on a game I really loved. I burned myself out. Like I did everything you could possibly do in Borderlands 2, I did. Right?
I love that you said that, Alter.
And I'm not saying, how do I say this correctly? I'm not saying just the basic game, right? Like I played every character in Borderlands 2 into every DLC max level. Like, so I couldn't do anything else. Like that I did nothing else. Right? There's nothing else for me to do. I've done everything I could possibly do in that game. And at the end, I was burnt out of Borderlands so utterly, completely. But at the same time, I was a little sad. Just a little bit. Right? A little sad because it was that fun. Like it was that fun to play.
Krabby says the article should really have saying Borderlands 4 is the only one that was on Steam at launch. Yeah, but that's not what I was talking about. The article is the article, but what I'm saying is, I mean, you look at the numbers, right? You look at the numbers, and this is not very good. Regardless if it was on Steam at launch or not, dropping 93% from 304,000, the average person now is 10,000 24-hour peak. It's not very good for this game that was supposed to be out. I mean, the DLC is coming out soon, right? In January, I think they have the DLC. So one more month, they have a DLC. We'll see if that number.
We'll see where the
come back and play it and then put it down again. Yeah.
I mean, remember
again. I'm not saying the game is shit.
Yeah, but
it made it sales.
How many people stay inside the game for months? Yeah. Is how many sales? How many copies did they sell? That's what it is. It's got nothing to do with anything else, right? If 4 million people bought the game and after a month they all stopped playing, it doesn't matter. It matters not. It's
Right, 'cause
4
they made the
million people
sales.
bought the
Yeah.
game. Right. That's
They
it.
made 7
So
million people bought the
that's
sales.
why
whatever it is.
sales
Yeah.
matter. That's
Yeah.
why sales matter. Just not because
But-
you like the game.
But remember, if they tell you the sales, then they're happy with the sales. If they don't tell you the sales, then it underperformed.
Well, their expectations are always high, so everything underperforms. Everything. Nobody's come out in the last couple of years and go, "We're very satisfied." Nobody said that.
Yeah,
It's
no,
always
it's
it
true.
underperformed.
Yeah, it underperformed. Well, the next thing that underperformed, okay, AC Shadows delayed was results of Yasuke Backlash, Ubisoft says. Now, remember, Sarge, we reported on this last year when they said they delayed it, and I said, we actually had this conversation on the show. I said, why do you think they delayed the thing? Was it because they were fixing bugs?
Yeah, racism.
Or was it because of the backlash? And I said,
Yes.
and you said, it was because of the backlash 100%. And they said, no. It's because of bug fixes, and this is why it's pushed to February.
We were making it the best possible game for you.
And
'cause
now
we love you.
They came out and said, well, yeah, it was delayed last year because of the backlash, and just,
No
you know,
shit.
it was bad for business.
It's like the worst step parents ever. Like gaming companies, like the worst step parents ever. They lie to you. They don't tell you the truth at all. Then they want to know why you look at them funny. Like, why? What do you mean? That's the answer. I told you the truth. Like, you're a moron. You're a moron.
Yeah.
Right? You ever see like a little kid who's like smarter than he's supposed to be, and the parent says something just stupid? He's just like, what's wrong with you? Like, just looks at you like you got 3 heads.
I think that's my son, actually. I think I might be the dumb parent.
It's just mental, man.
Yeah. Just remember, guys,
They
no pre-order, no
Like
day
you-
one, no full price for a half-ass game.
It's like you know the murderer. You saw him shoot. And then you're like, it's not me.
Well,
It's not me.
I also want to
And then we
point
go
out,
then we go through an entire court case about how it wasn't you. And then finally at the end, you're like, yes, we found the gun with your fingerprints on it and a bullet that says,
well, then I
I'm
did
gonna
it then.
kill him.
yeah.
Oh, then you got me.
Yeah.
Why did we waste an entire year?
Well,
We knew it was you.
remember, if they didn't admit this now, then they admitted that they were releasing a game that was broke, buggy, and unfinished. Because remember, it was a week before the game was supposed to launch, and they said, we need more time.
No, they wanted things to cool down.
Of course they did.
Right? The outrage. I can't even speak. The outrage was so intense about the whole racial thing, and they're like, yeah, we just need things to cool down a little bit. We're trying to sell a game here.
Yeah, but there was people that defended this. There was people that defended it, said, no, they need more time. It's not because of the drama. And here it is. It's 100% because of what the drama was.
But the important thing to remember, bro, is by the time the truth comes out a year later, nobody cares and nobody remembers who you badmouthed along the way because it's been too long. That's the entire MO. Lie to your face, get as many sales as possible. When the truth comes out, deny. Then when it's proven, you admit it, but now you know no one's paying attention, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
That's what it is. This is the game.
Well, something's up with Ubisoft because here's the next story, Sarge. Ubisoft delays the earnings report, halts shares trading minutes before the release.
That's right, because they're about to go into the toilet. That's exactly correct. Because you got a bunch of people who shorted the shit out of Ubisoft after the calamity, and won't say anything else about it. But I will say this: it doesn't matter how they phrase it or what English grammar professor they get to write that report about their earnings. It ain't gonna look pretty. I got news for you. It's not gonna look pretty.
Slug Racer says, maybe the real game is the friends we badmouth along the way. Maybe.
I mean, Slug, you got to practice, right?
Yeah.
Like,
maybe.
when was the last time you practiced your mama jokes? You know, in today's climate, it's hard, right? You got to have a close-knit group of friends in a basement in order to get better at your mama jokes. You know what I mean? Like, you just can't be hanging out at the coffee shop doing your mama jokes. People get crazy now.
Yeah, Krebsy is translating for us, everybody. Ubisoft delays earning reports, halts share trading minutes before release. Translation, Ubisoft is fucked. Yeah.
You halted share trading?
Minutes before the actual is supposed to release.
You're not even allowed to do that kind of thing normally. They probably filled out some kind of special form or said something to the council over there, whatever the guy's called, the group that runs the stock market, because You can't just say, "Hey, we're not letting anyone trade our stuff today." Like that's not normal.
Yeah,
You can't be traded publicly and be like,
"Oh, by
not
the way,
today.
yeah.
We're gonna sit out this one." Like that's not how this works. You got guys who are shorting you. You got guys who are backing you. Like the game gets to be played regardless if you're doing good or bad. That's the whole point of the free market. Like everyone's like this. What's going on? Like everyone's staring. Like you can't talk to them. They're behind like 3-foot glass, like an aquarium. You see the business through the glass, and you're like, "What's going on in there?
Yeah, what's happening over there?" Yeah,
and they're like hiding stuff behind the desk, and like, but after a while, you can kind of figure out what they're doing. You're like, what's going on? And then so you start buying or selling based on the information you
his
have.
facial expression. He blinked 2 times. Yeah,
you can't just shut down the market because you're having a bad day. I'm sorry, Ubisoft. That's not how this works.
It says Ubisoft has requested Euronext to halt trading in its shares and its bonds from the market opening on November 14, 2025 until publication of its first half of 2025-2026 results in the coming days. The company said in a statement, Ubisoft will inform the market of the date on which trading will restart. I don't think you could. I mean, obviously they did it, but it doesn't come out very good. It says Insider Gaming has reached out for Ubisoft for more clarification of the delay and trade halting. Should be respond. I'm sure we'll have a follow up with this, Sarge. Right? I'm sure we'll have a follow up. Here is another story about Ubisoft. Ubisoft CFO tells employees that the trading halt of stock is to limit the unnecessary speculation.
What do you mean unnecessary speculation? We've been following you. We know what you're making. What do you mean unnecessary speculation?
Well, let's read.
Most companies are speculated against. That's how it works. That's why the market is what the market is. Unnecessary speculation is like an oxymoron. That's all they do. All day long, people are speculating what the company is doing.
I mean,
what
we speculate the entire time on this podcast for 10 years.
What are we talking about?
It says, "Hello, everybody. I want to let you know that we're taking extra time to finalize." You know, it's great to know they speak to their employees just like they speak to the customers, right?
Like little children.
Yeah, let me read it in a
who ride the small
Hello,
bus.
everybody.
Yeah.
Hello. I wanted to let you know that we're taking extra time to finalize and closing of the semester, and we result in the public of our first half earning results in the coming days instead of tonight. Okay, due to legal regulations, we cannot share more information because if we did, it would be against the law and everything. We just want to state this time to limit unnecessary speculation, the market volatility during this short delay. We have asked Euronext to suspend the trading of our stocks so we can move shit over, and the cops can come in and the lawyers down the road as we move things, and it's illegal. I'm sure all of this stuff is speculating by the way. Okay. I encourage you all to listen to the conference call, which will be available via the investor selection on the site just after the results are released so that you have more details. How much?
Thanks
chat,
for your understanding.
Who wants to take a bet that this goes through and 5 months from now, there'll be a report that says Ubisoft insider trading, something happened along the way. They moved shares over.
What they do is they separate earnings.
Who wants to take that? Who wants to take that bet?
I'll tell you exactly what they do. What they do is they separate earnings and they tie them to other assets within the company, and they don't have to report them because they're tied to something else that doesn't have to be reported on until later. That's how they get around it. Disney's been doing it for a while now. Disney does the same thing. Like their numbers weren't that good. Like what they had read in the report, I think it was just was it yesterday or today or a couple of days. Anyway, Disney had their report come out, their earnings report, and it was downplayed like you wouldn't believe. Like people know
it's just a speed bump.
People know what Disney's numbers are, and they made it sound like there was no big deal. We're 3% down. There's still a big deal. But what they did, the same thing, is they wrapped up other assets and earnings into other areas. Course. And so they
move it all the time.
Report. So that's exactly what Ubisoft is doing. It's the same thing.
Oh, we have a little bit of interruption. Sarge is pausing here and there. I don't know if it's my side or your side, but one of the sides. Next story, Sarge. Grand Theft Auto 6 delayed, not because of fired Rockstar game workers or alleged leaks. Now, we talked about this a little bit last week.
Who cares?
Yeah,
why is that an article?
Yeah, well, let's find out, shall we?
Why?
Let's find out. It said, we all know the wait for Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be worth it. The journey itself is also mental killer because of no, it's going to be it. Okay, let's skip that. GTA delayed due to Rockstar Games' perfectionism. Okay, Insider Gaming, very own Tom Henderson, has reported for weeks on social media and thought that Insider Gaming Weekly podcast, the GTA 6, would more likely be delayed. Okay, I don't need to be an insider. Krebsy's not an insider. I'm not an insider. A lot of you guys are not insiders. We all said that this game is going to get delayed yet again. Right? We knew it was going to happen, chat.
Oh, I can't breathe, bro. Stop.
Henderson explains on X, he says, Rockstar Games are perfectionists, and Take-Two hasn't but restricted on them to delay if it feel like any of they need. GTA 6 has never really been on ahead of the schedule like most games. It was also a response to the comment questioning the delay as sudden tactic response to work firing. It's also more relative since the revelation that one of the fired Rockstar devs have made counterclaims about the leak accusation of the case overall. Okay, it says the sentiment has also been supported by Jason Schreier. Okay, this delay has not due to the firings last Thursday, while the fallout from the firings could certainly have a long-term impact on the project and the lead more missed deadlines in the future due to those vacant roles, protracted legal battles, morale loss, etc. The game did not slip 6 months because of 34 people that were fired a week ago. It was announced today because Take-Two reported earnings today. The thought and feeling are the same, and the calculated Grand Theft Auto 6 delay is Take-Two and Rockstar Games have had planned for weeks, maybe even months. Okay, so there you go, right? So they're saying it's not because it's because they want to make sure they have the best product possible to come out. Yeah, that's what CD Projekt Red did, right? They had the best project, and they weren't going to release a broken, buggy product. I'm not saying Grand Theft Auto is going to release a broken, buggy product, but remember, Grand Theft Auto 5, when it came out, was a broke and buggy product. People loved it, but it was a broke and buggy product. Remember, Sarge, how long did it take you to get into the game? When we played the multiplayer, how many weeks?
Oh, I thought I was downloading something on dial-up. I think I had waited
2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, no. It was 2 hours. 2 hours waiting for it to load in.
No, I know, but for them to fix,
out.
Yeah, but for them to fix the crashes that were
months.
going on, yeah, it was like 14 to 17 days or something like that. So there's that. Now, this next thing I'm bringing up, you guys posted inside of our Discord. I'm going to, say this in the beginning. I don't think this is true, but I thought it was a good talking point to bring up on stream just to have a conversation about it, right? So this right here, I don't think is true, but we're going to put it up here and we're going to let you guys read it. I'm going to read it out loud. It says, a recent report indicated that PlayStation is seeking to acquire the rights to GTA 6 from Rockstar and that the deal is under negotiation between the two parties. Now, here's why I don't think it's real. First of all, PlayStation wouldn't be seeking to acquire the rights. It would be Sony that's trying to get the rights to this, correct? Not PlayStation. Correct?
Well, we have to give the people who write articles the benefit of the doubt that they're stupid.
Well, this is not an article. This is someone's tweet.
So they believe
that
PlayStation and Sony are the same thing. So that's
correct. So just saying, just for off of that, I don't think it's real because of that. It says, according to a leak data, these negotiations are one of the many reasons behind the delay in the game's release date, as the deal needs more time to finalize, procedures between the two companies. Now, my question to you, Sarge, do you think this has any weight? Do you think, obviously, EA got bought out $55 billion. Microsoft bought, Activision for $69 billion. Do you feel in any way, shape, or form that Take-Two, that has the largest game ever known for a piece of entertainment, would give the rights to PlayStation/Sony?
No. This is not even an article, bro.
No, it's not an article. Like I said, it's a tweet out for somebody.
Lunatic. This is some lunatic someplace.
I don't want to say it's a lunatic, but it's for some. I don't want to say never, because I never say never. But I highly doubt that Take-Two.
Certifiable fruitcake. I can smell the berries. I
doubt that Take-Two would, just in this early conversation that we had in stream earlier today, right? Everyone's like, no, they're not going day and date because they don't want to give up that much money. They want to double dip, triple dip, and stuff like that, right? Right? It doesn't say
He doesn't.
It just says
I'm not
acquiring the rights.
The lunatic's not specific. He just
Right?
has
It's
to
not
talk.
specific, Jones. We
Yeah.
don't know if it's the marketing rights, if it's the actual rights.
For all we know, this
This
could be Travis.
Yeah.
For all we know, this is Travis.
So we're just talking about it in theory. Would this be something that's possible?
No.
PlayStation's always had the marketing
Is
rights.
Take-Two in trouble? Is Take-Two need
No,
money?
Take-Two is not in trouble.
Then
right?
This is nonsense.
PlayStation's always had the marketing rights. So it's not like who else is bidding for the marketing rights. Xbox is not even trying. They're like, yeah, whatever. You're coming to the system. PlayStation, if this is true, is trying to get the rights, right? It says, in recent report indicated PlayStation seeking acquire the rights to, not the marketing rights. It says the rights to GTA 6, meaning they want the name. I don't want to say never, but I don't see this being plausible.
Yeah.
Because
unless
Take-Two is looking to help out Ubisoft or something like that, yeah.
Unless the CEO of Take-Two went to Vegas on a bender,
yeah,
and
he
rang up all kinds of debt,
stuff.
and he lost a bunch of stuff and needs some money. Like otherwise than that, the answer is no. Put the fruitcake in the basket and move on. Lunatic.
All right,
lunatic.
Well, the next Grand Theft Auto story here. Okay. It says Rockstar hit with legal claim after firings. Rockstar is facing legal trouble. We read this last week that they were fired and people said because of the union stuff. So now this is where we are this week. It says Rockstar is hit with a legal claim due to alleged union busting. Okay. In a legal statement shared by Eurogamer, let's talk about that a little bit later. Okay. IWGB reveals that they are also representing employees of who Rockstar Games recently fired. IWGB believes that they were dismissed in circumstances that the amount of victimism, a collective dismantle of linked traded union activity. The statement added that despite the IGWB attempting to meet Rockstar with the resolve of the matter through negotiations, the latter has refused to meet and presented to terminate members of the union manner that are unaccepted and unlawful. All right, so
you have to
obviously
prove it, though. You have to prove it.
Right.
The whole
it's
idea.
It's going to be really hard to prove it.
The whole idea. See, here's how this works. I was under a certain circumstance of this myself when I was let go from my job some time back. You can say it's union busting. You could say that they fired those people because they were trying to form a union, and that's illegal. But corporations like to tag you for everything. They watch everything you do. They watch your time card. They watch if you're late. They watch how many sick days you take. They watch if you got problems with your bosses. Like they watch everything.
Yeah,
when something like this comes up, they just go down the list and they say, well, he did this wrong, and he did this wrong, and he did this wrong. And according to our manual, if you've done these things numerous times, then you have to be given a warning and whatever else, and you can be let go. Like there's a list. So you would have to prove there was collusion between those people, and the reason why you fired
a lot of people
and the reason why you fired them, the only reason why you fired them was because they were union. It's going to be so difficult for them to prove that. I'd like to see it though. I would like to see some actual justice being served that can actually prove it. But most big companies are smarter than this. They find ways to get rid of you. That's just what's going to happen.
To be honest, though, it is going over in Europe, and they fight a lot harder than people over here in the States as far as when it comes to certain things like this. So Marshall concluded, stating that the case stands in a warning to an employer in the gaming industry that beyond who thinks they are able to act in impunity against organized workers, we will not be intimidated. See, I think they're using this because obviously they're going up against Rockstar. They're going up against, Take-Two.
You would need to have a very, very good lawyer.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to go well. I don't think they were able to prove it in a court of law, especially saying the 30 people that were part of Discord. Something's going to slip through. Could there be connection with the people in a union? Sure, but like you said,
if they're able to attach any kind of leaked information about company files or anything like that, talk amongst an open channel outside of the company, that's already a strike right there. They can find all kinds of stuff. I'm willing to hear this out, though. I'm willing to see what actually happens if it goes to court. My guess is that they'll just be throwing money, right?
Sure.
So one way or the other, it's a settlement at a court, and they'll get some money out of it. But it won't like that. You're mad because you got fired because they busted a union. You're mad, so you go to a lawyer who's there to defend the union, the busting of a union. but at the same time, you don't give a shit about the union. You just want to get paid. So if I can prove that they fired me because I tried to unionize is one thing. But if they're like, I don't want to go through this, we're going to just give you money to shut up and move on. Either way, they win, right?
Right.
That's why you did a lawsuit.
Robert Jones says the only reason they looked at these employees is because the union probably. Otherwise, why not fire them before? Well, they could have. They could have.
A job.
You would have to know exactly when they all got fired. If they all got fired at the exact same time, did they get fired? 30 people got fired, but now it just got out that 30 people got fired, but they got fired over a month worth of span, right?
They're allowed to fire you whenever they get enough information on it. You know what I mean? Like when they go to fire you, it's not because they want to get rid of you. It's because they have enough information now to have you sit down and have the discussion on why I'm firing you. Right? That's the game. Right? You have to have a reason to fire somebody, right? Because if I fire you because you're against company policy, then number one, I don't have to pay you a severance. I don't have to pay you anything because you broke the rules.
Right.
But if I didn't break the rules and it's for union busting, then the company's in big trouble. So I could see why either way they're going to go through with this, right? They want to see them get paid.
Hold on, I got to get this story for you, Sarge, because you want the guy's name, so we're gonna have to bring it up.
The one thing that always irks me is that anybody who's ever had a job that you're qualified for. I'm not just talking about like you woke up one day, opened up the paper, and you did a job because you could do it, right? Anybody who's qualified for a job, let's say you're like a dentist assistant, a nurse, like you have credibility. You went to school for something, right?
Yeah.
If you were to do something bad, like if you did something bad, like let's just use a nurse as an example. If you were to actually do malpractice, if you actually do something that was detrimental to patients and you got fired, right? You wouldn't be able to work as a nurse again. Like you wouldn't be able to work anywhere as a nurse. Like you would literally end your career because of what you did. For some reason, when you're in the upper echelons of professionalism, CEO, CFO, all these big wigs, right? You're allowed to do whatever you want. They can never badmouth you, and you always find another spot to go to get hired again, even though you destroyed a company. It's really, really bizarre to see this multiple times now. Over the last 5-6 years, I've seen this, where like a guy would destroy a company. I won't mention any names. You guys have read enough articles in the online to know. But they always have a job. It's not like you fucked up so bad as a CFO or CEO.
Yeah, you get blacklisted or blackballed.
You can't be a CEO anymore. Like that never happens. They get the golden parachute, even though they were a complete asshole. They go back into the void, and somebody else just picks them up like you're picking up a new player.
Yep. Yeah, it's like sports. So I forgot to put this one before the last one that we talked about, but this is another article from GTA 6 latest delay could cost them $500 million, right? Just the delay because of a year, it could cost them $500 million. So let me scroll down here. It says Grand Theft Auto 6 newest delay can easily cost Rockstar another $500 million. Finance professor.
Why is "can easily" in quotes? What is wrong with the writers? What is wrong with them?
All right. It says finance professor Rob Wilson told Video Gamer that GTA 6 6-month delay could cost $500 million in lost value and added development and marketing expenses. According to Wilson, the extra QA marketing adjustment and vendor complications alone could have added another $350 million to the game's budget. Now, the professor then explained that the hit from the pushing of a highly profitable release date back a half a year, which is actually a full year, together with the other costs, can easily be $500 million equivalent swing. Other experts think the delay will be expensive too, with the industry insider Tom Henderson claiming the delay could cost $10 million each month in development expense alone, considering that GTA 6 is rumored to have a $1 billion budget already. Having any of these increases would take it truly eye-watering levels. But think about this.
Right, $500 million is nothing.
Right.
It's nothing.
Pre-orders alone. Okay, just pre-orders alone. I think it beats. We've talked about this in the past. Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk had 8 million pre-orders. 8 million pre-orders, right? So let's just say 8 million. Okay, 8 million. If it ties Cyberpunk at what, $70, that's $560 million right there, right? That just the pre-orders of 8 million makes the money back basically for that. Okay. Now, obviously, it's going to sell more than that. It's going to sell, like they said in the other article we read a couple of months ago, that in the first year it's supposed to get 40 million sales in the first fiscal year. 40 million sales in the fiscal year. Okay, well, 40 million times $70 if they're all just paying $70. Okay, we're talking about $2.8 billion. Now, if it does cost them 1.5, billion, and then they have put marketing on top of that, it's 200 billion.
The money's made online, bro.
They're going to make the money back, and that's before GTA Online kicks off. That's just the main game.
Yeah, the money's made in the online version. That's it, right? And by the way, not to mention that GTA 5 is still harvesting money,
billions.
It's still harvesting money. So
billions of dollars.
Let's look at this a different way, right? The expenses and all the late fees and all the problems for GTA 5 are well and done. So all the money that they're still making on GTA 5 for no other reason than people buying shot cards, it's got nothing to do with whether or not GTA 6 is delayed.
That's right.
That game has already been paid for by GTA 5 online. I don't know what you're talking about, right? The money that they're going to make just at the beginning, never mind the online part. The game is already covered. It's covered. Wait. The people that have worked on this game are done. There are segments of the devs that made the game are not working there anymore. They're on to something else, right? There's a group of people that stay with the game until it's end. Everybody's not in the room waiting for the game to release the entire time that we're waiting.
When I work on a film,
gaming works.
When I work on a film, there's people that work before I get there. Then I get there. Then we film the movie. Then I leave, and then they edit the movie. Right? Like, I'm not there the entire time. They're not paying my salary for the entire time.
Right. If let's say 1,000 people worked on the game, okay, but they didn't work on the game for the entire 6 years.
Right. Not for the entire 6 years.
It's all staggered. Yes, they're all part of the budget, but it's not 1,000 people the entire time.
Yeah, when you're a big corporation like that, no. When you're working on an independent game and there's 30 guys, they're working on the entire thing. And even then, yeah. All right. The next thing I want to talk about, Sarge, is Arc Raiders a little bit. Okay. So Arc Raiders had a big blow up after the first week, right? The concurrent they came out with, and they said that Arc Raiders had a 700,000 concurrent, which means they shared numbers because you can see the Steam charts, okay? And then they came out and shared that 700,000. So obviously, because we have a point data of 400, I think it was 464,000. I think they share it. If they don't share it here, it was 462,000 concurrent players on Steam. Okay. Well, they shared that 700,000 concurrents were for the entire weekend, which means PlayStation and Xbox, and they had a little thing that said 17% of PlayStation users, 13% of Xbox users, and 67% of Steam users. So now we have a number. We have a number to go by, and we know around about what they sold. They sold about 4 million units and whatnot. So they've come out and they shared numbers, unlike other people, because obviously they made a shit ton of money, and they're not as big as other AAA studios. So very successful for Arc Raiders. People are liking Arc Raiders. I told you my stories about Arc Raiders. We're still playing Arc Raiders. But then you got this guy. You got your pen ready, Sarge? You got your pen ready for the guy who wrote this article that you're going to put down on your list? You might already have him on your list, actually. He might be on your list. Okay?
I mean, I'll find out eventually. Go ahead.
All right, so Rick Lane is the guy who, now obviously don't go out and harass Rick Lane in any way, shape, or form. Rick Lane also...
We have to get information on him first.
What's that?
You have to get information on him first.
Well, Rick Lane also wrote the article for Dragon Age Veilguard last year, where he gave it a 4 out of 5 and said it was a best Dragon Age game ever created.
That he's ever talked about. Yeah.
Okay. And then he said that he regrets giving that that score for Dragon Age, but obviously Eurogamer doesn't pull it down because they say it's like a snapshot in time. So they leave it there to show that Veilguard is still a 4 out of 5, even though it wasn't a 4 out of 5. And they gave Arc Raiders a 2 out of 5. Okay. Now, because of this one review of 2 out of 5, which has then been he's convinced that he didn't know what he was talking about because they came out and said that the AI that they were using in the game was made by the actual people that recorded the voices, and they used their voices that they paid for, real people, to use their voices in the actual game, which then made the AI that they're using inside the game. But he goes on to this whole immoral thing and all of this stuff and all this. Now, with all the good things that he talks about Arc Raiders, he deducts 60 points or 3 stars because of each one's 20 points apiece out of 100. This is a 40 out of 100. 40 out of 100 goes to games, right? 40 out of 100 goes to games that are broke, buggy, like the Gollum game that came out, the King Kong game that came out, like so many other games that these fuckers didn't give 4s or 2 stars or 4 stars for these games, but yet they gave it to this game, which knocked it down 6 points. Okay?
That's why if you get one bad grade, you can't get
it went from a 91 to like an 80, whatever, 88 or 84 or whatever. I'm sorry, 86 or whatever it was. Okay.
Yep.
Because of one. Now, does he apologize? Does he take down the actual thing? Do they update the article to say, hey, I was wrong in any way, shape, or form? No, it stays there in infamousy. Okay. And they're just going to take a screenshot of this. Okay. His picture right here. Look at his picture, right? That smug little look on his face. That should say it all. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Probably one of the worst articles I've ever read. Okay. Because he talks about the game in a positive light, but because it's so immoral to use AI, okay, that he has to. Now, mind you, I hope this man has never used AI before, which, let me tell you something. It looks a little suspicious when you're using this many MTashes inside of your thing. Now, I don't know if he used AI to write the article. I'm just saying. It's plausible. And it's, humanity is crawling down. So maybe he should say, hey, I need to rewrite this review and write a review of the fucking game for what the game is, not what you morally think is wrong with the industry.
But that's why it's a hit piece, right?
So fucking stupid.
People fail to understand, and we talk about this often. You don't understand if you're outside, if a dev team is outside the narrative, if you're outside what they're trying to accomplish, they attack you. They attacked Silksong, they attacked Clair Obscur, they attacked Baldur's Gate 3. They always attack the guys who are trying to do something different and push the industry forward. These guys who do the hit pieces are paid to do the hit pieces to try to keep these guys in check because it goes against the narrative. It's plain and simple. It's not hard to figure out because, once again, if there was a criteria on how you evaluated games, there's no criteria. It's all based on opinion. So if you know that you have the power to lower somebody's overall score, it's like having an asshole teacher in college, right? I had straight A's, and the one teacher wouldn't give me a fucking A on the report that I did because he found something wrong with it, and so he gave me a C. So now I can't get an A anymore. I can only get a B, right? It's the same thing. And of course, somehow people in these companies attach bonuses to like your Metacritic level or like these ridiculous numbers or these ridiculous values that they assign. So then they don't get their bonuses because some idiot doesn't like you. So he's just going to give you a low score because, like, it's nonsense. The whole idea here is to stop listening to them, period. Like, let Eurogamer die. Let the whole company fold. Stop clicking on them. Stop reading their articles. Just let them go, right? If you haven't figured this out yet, there's a giant purge of all these fucking people who don't know how to write, use AI, and think that their shit doesn't stink and they're walking around with their nose in the air, right? Massive purge. And all anyone's ever going to tell these people when you see them, and because we'll have all the names, I'll look for the name tags when I see them, put the fries in the bag, right?
Yeah.
That's where they're going, right?
When this
is all done and we get actual journalists back into these media companies again, things will turn around. But right now, we got to get rid of these people. They got to go.
Remember, I tell the story all the time. When we were younger, we would get Nintendo Power, right? A game would be in the Nintendo Power. It wasn't a review. It was just showing you a half page, a quarter page. It would have 3 screenshots of the game. It would tell you what the game is, and you would look at it and go, that's the game I want to get, right? there was no reviews of the thing. There was no internet to go look at stuff. You weren't
wait for the
reading open
magazine.
yeah,
You gotta wait
yeah,
for the
but,
magazine.
but you had to wait. You had to wait for the review of the game a month later.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, so you had to wait. So you never really cared about reviews. You looked at if the game looked cool, it looked cool. I say it all the time here. Even when I was on other people's podcasts, I would say reviews don't matter. Everyone's like, reviews really matter. No, reviews don't matter because it's your opinion against my opinion. I like Marvel's Avengers. Other people didn't like Marvel's Avengers, right?
If you had a criteria, we could talk.
This is why I like ACG. He just tells you about the game. He doesn't give you his opinion over what it is. He's like, this is what the game is. Do I recommend it? I would say wait for to buy, right, or rent or whatever. But he doesn't tell you, oh, this is a piece of shit game and I don't like it because of the immoral things of. No, he doesn't say that. He's like, this is the sound design. This is the gameplay. This is what it is, right? If you want to be a person that gives your opinion about stuff, cool. Then don't give an actual review. Just give your thoughts on the actual game. I played it for 20 hours. This is what I would love to see. This is what I would love to see in the journalist.
It's not what he's paid to do, though.
I understand that, but this is what I would love. No, ACG is paid to. That's what he does, and he does it right.
I'm talking about this guy. That's not what this guy was paid to
Oh
do.
yeah, I would love to see when journalists write a thing. The very first thing they should say in the top of the thing, I played this game for, and it has to put the amount of hours they played it for. Okay, because it's a terrible system. Because they get the game, they rush through the game, they don't go through the game because they have to be the first one to put the review up. They have to be the first person to set it out because it gets the clicks and whatnot. So they really don't give a shit about that stuff. It's all about the clicks, which is all about the advertisement, which the advertisement says this, and if the number's good or high, Metacritic score, or whatever. They should say, 30 and Still Gaming reviews, I played this game, just like the YouTubers do. I played it for 100 hours. This is my thoughts, right? I played it for 10 minutes. I played it for 40 minutes. And when you look at that and go, this person played a 100-hour game, but he only played 20 hours, I don't give a shit about his opinion about the actual game because he doesn't know what it is, right? That's what they should put. Because you should have, you should take credibility where it is, right? This person literally shat on the game because of one small little AI thing that's in the game where the entire game, the map design, the gunplay, the sound design, like all of this stuff, the voice acting from the actual people that actually talk in the actual game, like, it's insanity that you give it a 2 out of 5, but then give another game that's broke, buggy, unfinished, and you give it an 84, an 86, a 92. Go fuck yourself with this system.
But that's why you shouldn't care. Right? That's why a lot of people shouldn't care. If you stop clicking on the articles, they go away, by the way. They have to fire them, they go away. They just go away. Like the whole go woke, go broke thing isn't just a meme. It's an actual statement. All these companies look at all the things that they've tried to do over the last things like 8 years now, almost 10 years, right? DC, Marvel, Lord of the Rings, The Witcher, Star Wars, Star Trek, right? Flash, like any show that you guys liked, any kind of IP that you guys grew up on, like they've tried to destroy it all of it with their new lingo, their new bullshit, right? It's done on purpose.
Yeah, Clip says it went from being the highest rated PvP game ever to what it is now, right? Which is below a 90 now, or whatever it is, because of one person. Shitty review.
It's fine.
Another thing that's happening in the industry, which I talked about a little bit earlier this week, is the Grammys, right? The Grammys is actually, I'll fight against anybody because I was in the industry and I would have loved to direct a film and be nominated for an Oscar, a Golden Globe, or whatever. Because in that field, and I said this earlier in the week, if you play football, if you play soccer, if you play hockey, as a kid, you're playing Pee-wee football and your dream is to win the Super Bowl. Your dream is to win the Stanley Cup. Your dream is to win the World Series. Your dream is to win the Oscar. Your dream is to win these things, okay? I know the outside people look at this and say, it's just a fucking trophy. But for the people in that field, that is the highest tier of acceptance, of showing you that you are the best of the best in your field, okay? So when people look at this and say, I don't give a shit about the Golden Globes, I don't give a shit about the stuff, that's fine that you don't. But for the people in the field, this is a big deal, right? This is what it is. So now we go to this where Claire Obscure Expedition 33, right, was on the Billboard charts for like 10 weeks, okay, because of the soundtrack, okay, which is huge for a video game to be on there. Okay.
It is.
Now the Grammys snub them, and that's fine. You can snub them or whatever. Okay. I said this reversed last year, where the Video Game Awards show, or 2 years ago, they snubbed Hogwarts Legacy for sound and Game of the Year and all the categories. They snubbed them, right? Yet the Grammys nominated Hogwarts Legacy for the music because it was, right? So the Grammys are up here as far as in the industry. If you're a composer or a musician, you want the Grammy over fucking Jeff Keighley's Video Game Award show, okay? By bar none, okay? So it got nominated over here. I don't remember if it won or not, but it got nominated for a Grammy, but didn't get nominated for the music inside of the thing. Now, all the games that were nominated over here didn't get nominated for a Grammy, but Hogwarts Legacy did, and it didn't get nominated over here. Now we have it here where Clear Obscure Expedition 33, which is on the Billboard charts, okay, doesn't get nominated for this, and other games do. One person said that I would happily give my spot up for this, okay? So 2026 Grammy nominations are live, and at least have recognized the composer, and disappointed that Clear Obscure Expedition 3 shut out the awards video game category, right? The Grammys Recording Academy just yesterday announced the nominations for all the things music, including the category for best score, soundtrack in a video game, and other interactive media, when recognized Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora, okay? Now, I'm not saying that's not worthy, right? So obviously that got nominated. Secrets of Spire, Helldivers 2. Now, this one sticks out a little bit to me because Helldivers came out in February, okay, of 2024. Okay, we're talking about the Grammys now of 2026. So technically, Helldivers was nominated, should have been nominated for 2025 Grammys, not the 2026 Grammys. Okay, so that's a spot taken by Helldivers 2, even though it would have made the cutoff. Okay, so Indiana Jones also great. The Great Circle got nominated. Star Wars Outlaws, okay, Wild Card and Pirate's Fortune got nominated, and The Sword of the Sea got nominated as well. These are 3 movie adaptations, and anyone keeping track. But Sword of the Sea composer Austin Wintory, okay, which is the guy here, who has also been nominated, okay, for Assassin's Creed, Syndicate, and other games in Banner Saga, had mixed feelings about this. He came out and said, "Congrats to the friend." According to the Academy, he goes, "I would be happily to give my spot up for Expedition 33 because." How can it be on the Billboard charts? How can none of these other games made the Billboard charts? Right? This game made the Billboard charts and stayed there for 10 weeks, and yet it's not nominated for a Grammy. Like, what is the disconnect of that? Like,
They don't value the Billboard charts. They're trying to be
that's like the top tier thing if you're on a Billboard chart.
I'm aware, but they're trying to be objective. Sounds weird, right?
I don't know. I just feel that
I'm a little confused on the.
I feel like Expedition 33 is going to get snubbed in the Video Game Awards as well.
I'm a little. Well, that stands to reason. They're one of the games that needs to be snubbed. We discussed this already. They're on the list for not part of the narrative, right? We can't have. Listen,
you can't have small studios make kick-ass games.
That's correct. We're not allowed to have small studios make kick-ass games because that says something about the rest of the industry. You are spending 10 times the amount of money. You cannot recoup those losses, and yet you still want to push more money onto us. It doesn't make sense. How is it the small studio can knock out a banger, sell a bunch of copies, and move on with their life, but the rest of us have to be in live service hell, and the game just sucks, right? You can't have those guys winning. You have to cut us off when we're talking about them. You have to make sure you write bad articles about them. You have to make sure that you don't put the good light on them when they do something good, and then you just ignore them when they actually have a good team that's warrant of an award. You ignore them. Like, this is standard textbook, man.
Here's another great part, right? Obviously,
but doesn't Helldivers isn't the cutoff? It's not a fiscal year thing, is it? With movies, is it a fiscal thing?
I'll tell you in a second. Okay, Clear Obscure Expedition 33 soundtrack hit #1 on the Billboard Classic Album chart and the Billboard Classic Crossover Album chart in early May of 2025 after the game April 2024. The soundtrack also reached number 13 on the official soundtrack album chart, right? #1 across the board on these classic things. On the overall, it made 13 on the Billboard charts, and yet this is not going to make a Grammy nomination.
Altern, you're correct, right? We establish rules, we establish culture, and then we all exist within the culture, and we're supposed to abide by it and go along with it. And when we want to change something, we talk about it. But to just blatantly ignore all the things that we have already set up to say it's not nominated, this is what happens. And I'm not saying you're supposed to force anybody to do anything. Don't misconstrue what I'm about to say. When you have specific type of people in positions of power who don't want certain things to be said or be known or to be celebrated, those people with the power get to decide whether or not they're even acknowledged, right? Instead of it being open, right? These people just get to shut the door. This is what happens when you have narcissists, power-hungry people, right? People with a hidden agenda. That's what this is, right? When you have somebody who's open in these positions, you see how things progress. You know what? You don't even pay attention to them because things are moving normal, right? When you've got a contractor that knows what he's doing, the house just gets built, right? The walls are even. The paint is done. The drywall is done properly. And everyone's like, I don't understand. Why don't we do this all the time? This sounds like a great business. But you get the one bad contractor who steals supplies, uses cheap labor, shortcuts everything. Your house starts falling apart after 2 years. Like, it's a big headache. This is why we have bars and testing and things to get to levels, because if we just allowed everyone to be whatever they wanted without some kind of stopgap, right, the world falls apart. It just does. Here's
where I'm a little confused. Okay, so the main eligibility cutoff for the 2025 Grammy Awards has passed, and the product eligibility period was from August 31st, 2024, through August 30th of 2025, which was for the 2020, right? For 2025 Grammys, okay? Product eligibility, 2025 Grammy eligibility period was from August 31st, 2024 to August 30th of 2025, okay?
So when did Helldivers come out?
It came out February of 2024.
Okay. So it came out in August.
It came out before.
So if it's before the friggin' window, then you're not in. You're supposed to be there.
Okay, which I would assume that the 2020, I guess you would say the 2024 cutoff. Let me see. Recording Academy extended Grammys 2024 eligibility. The eligibility year of the 62nd annual Grammy Awards will close on August 31st, 1 month earlier than it has in the past 9 years. What was the cutoff of the 2024? September 15th, 2023. The eligibility period of 2024 Grammy is for recording release. I'm confused because they're calling it the 2026 Grammys, but yet it's the 2024 or 2025 year.
Yeah, that's how it works. You get the
when
awards,
is the Grammys? When is the Grammys?
Award seasons between February and April.
When's the Grammys? The Grammys is February 2nd of 2025. Right.
You get the award the year after.
February of 2026 is what this eligible is, right? Yeah, I don't think Helldivers should have been in this year's past that just came in February. They should have been nominated into.
That's correct. That's correct.
Yeah.
So why are they there?
I don't know. And obviously, Helldivers is a fantastic soundtrack, by the way.
No, I'm not mad about that.
I'm just confused about
what I'm concerned about
when they came out and the eligibility of it.
When you just don't care about the rules. Like, you don't care about the rules that are established, right? You tell me the cutoff date, you tell me when you can be nominated, and then you're outside that window, and yet you're in there. So nobody will say anything. We're going to move on with this. Is that how this works now?
I guess. I mean, I really don't know. But it's sad that a game that, again, none of those other games were on the Billboard charts. None of those other games were on the number 1 list of anything, and yet this game...
They're not allowed to have accolades. That's how it works, man.
I guess this doesn't equate to this, which doesn't equate to that. Now, I'll be mind blown if it gets nominated for the Video Game Award show for Best Music, which it should, by the way. It should be nominated for that category, but the Grammys didn't nominate it, even though it was on the Billboard charts. But now, if on Monday, because next week's show, we'll know the nominations for the Video Game Awards. It's on Monday at noon, which will be live, and we'll go over it.
Are we taking bets? Are we putting them in Discord
for who's going to get nominated?
What we think the
no, I don't. We usually don't do that. We use it afterwards. Who's going to win? We do that afterwards. Who's going to get nominated? If you want, you could put it in there. But so we'll know by Monday, and then next Thursday we'll talk about, does Expedition 33 get nominated for music? or does it get snubbed? Does it get nominated for a Game of the Year, or does it get snubbed? I don't know. All right. Next one. 9 new game modes are in development for Battlefield 6 post-launch content. Sarge, you're hitting this the thing, and it all went staticky. All right. So 9 new game modes are in development for Battlefield 6 post-launch content. Okay, Insider Gamer has found at least 9 new game modes, not maps. 9 new game modes in Battlefield 6 are various stages of development for Battlefield 6 post-launch content.
Nothing helps out a game better than more ways to divide the player base.
That's right. Not maps, game modes, right? Like game modes. So 5 new Battlefield 6 game modes. Yep, within the game files, Insider Gaming has also discovered 5 new game modes, which also labeled prototypes, are seemingly very early in development. These game modes are Convoy, Fantastic Four, Gunmaster, Touchdown, and Tug of War. Okay? The strings of the files are as follows. Okay? While some of these game modes may just be internal code names, Gunmaster is particularly and almost certainly a gun game like game mode, where the player's also weapons change per kill. Traditionally, the player has to cycle through 20 different weapons and needs a knife and kill an enemy, and then file a kill in order to be victorious. Okay, Tug of War is likely refers to breakthrough-esque game mode, possible where players need to capture flags, progress through the map, and flag and capture the next flag, and push enemy team back and retaking it and continue to tug of war. Okay, so. Is this good or bad, Sarge? Do you think this is good or bad for Battlefield? I mean, on top of that, you have the Battlefield, Battle Royale.
You can add whatever you want to the game. I've always seen the game as it developed that if you have too many ways of separating the player base, it's never good. They're trying to invent new ways for people to stay inside the game
instead of just making a good product.
Right. Instead of just making a solid product that you'd actually want to play. Because you have the 2 modes and the servers will always be full. Now you have bots. So if you substitute the bots in, I can give you more game modes because then the bots just take the places of people not being there. It's fine, right? Because you want to give people value. And they believe that game modes is value. Meanwhile, if we go back in time and we look at all the other game modes that we've had over the years, the answer is always the same. If you have too many game modes, you divide the player base. It happens every time, right? And then people get bored because they're not playing against a lot of people, but you think you are because of the bots. And so I guess this will be the testing ground to see whether or not that the extra game modes keep people engaged with bots as opposed to without bots. I guess we'll find out. To me, less game modes, the better. The game should be what the game is, right?
Which is Battlefield.
I think John said it. John said, Rush, Conquest, Squad mode, done.
That's it. Yeah. Bro, give me Conquest, Squad Rush, and Rush. We're good. That's all you need.
Good.
Yeah. You don't need a Battle Royale. You don't need Portal. You don't need all this other shit that's in the game. They don't understand this, man. They don't understand. We watched a video earlier this week about the piracy coming back and how piracy is making a comeback because the companies, instead of making a better product, they're just trying to stop piracy, right? Yet piracy made a better product than the actual companies making the product, like Netflix, where you could go to the actual piracy sites and they look exactly like Netflix, and yet they keep getting more videos and better products where the other ones keep taking stuff away from you, right? They're not trying to make a better product. They're just trying to make it, more convenient or whatever. And it's so stupid. Like, the same thing's happening with the video game industry right now. Instead of just making Battlefield, and Krebsy says none of these sound like they belong in a Battlefield game, okay? Instead of just making a Battlefield game, they're trying to compete with everything else out there because... Oh, you want to play Extraction? We have an Extraction. Oh, you want to play Battle Royale? We got a Battle Royale. Oh, you want to play this? We got... Stop.
Right. One-stop shop.
Yeah,
you come
stop.
Here for whatever game mode you want to play, we got it.
It's sad, man.
Listen, it doesn't matter. Battlefield did really well. What we say on the show tonight is irrelevant. I think did they hit double digits? They're going to hit double digits.
They hit 10 million copies that we know of. Yeah,
that's a really good sales mark,
and that's so sad because 10 million people bought a game that's not even the game they bought.
But it doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I have a video on this.
They wanted double digits. They got double digits. I'm happy for them.
They're not getting their 100 million. I'll tell you that.
Oh, they're not going to get 100 million.
No.
That's fine. But listen, you aim high, you come down a little lower. It still looks good, right? If I aim for 100 million and I got 10,
yeah, I guess.
Right.
So, Sarge called this a long time ago. The unimaginable has happened. Dune Awakening's player count has dropped below Funcom's other survival game released 8 years ago as engagement with Arrakis dries up. So
Now that's a good pun. And you notice how he didn't put quotes around dries up? You notice how he didn't do that? Like, he just says it because it's the pun within the joke. You could just say it.
Okay, it says the shift was spotted on Reddit user. He says the posted screenshot showing that the time was taken, 7,458 players were exploring Arrakis, while 7,706 players were enjoying Conan Exiles. So less people were playing the brand new game from Funcom than the 8-year-old game from Funcom. Just June, July, August, September, 5 months. 5 months after the game came out.
I'm not trying to be negative. Right?
Play the game and moved on.
You played the game, you tried the game, you moved on.
They moved on. They were successful with their game. It was the most successful game they've ever sold.
Okay, so there you go. Was it the most successful game they ever sold?
The most they've ever sold, yes.
What did they sell? How many did they sell?
I forget what it was. Eclipse, do you remember what they sold? Yeah, they said that it was the best-selling game they've ever created.
Congratulations. I'm ecstatic for them. Right? I'm ecstatic for them.
It's like a bookend here. We talked about Borderlands earlier. Now we're talking about Dune. Dune sold. Battlefield sold. Dune sold. You know what I mean? Like, all these things sold.
Yeah, but you weren't.
Put it down.
Right. You weren't going to spend a lot of time in Arrakis forever. I told you how many months has it been out? How many months has it been out?
I think it's been like 5 months.
Right. I called 6. So in 6 months, we won't even talk about this anymore. We'll move on to the next thing. I'm very happy for the studio. But remember, you cannot just walk into the door and think you're going to make an MMO-like game and think you're going to be around for a while. Will you sell the game? Sure. Are you going to be a WoW? Probably not. But I did like what they did with it, though. I liked the attempt.
I liked the game. I enjoyed it.
I liked the attempt they made with the game.
But as Altern said, I mean, if you're forced to pay taxes every 30 days or your building gets destroyed, of course, people will go away. This is exactly why I stopped. I paid my taxes. I forgot by one day. I went to go pay my taxes. I went back in. Everything that I did was completely gone. It was like basically resetting myself a brand new character because I was just like, well, I'm done. Right? I'm done. I played it. I enjoyed it. I have I forget 100 hours in the game. So it's not like I didn't get my money's worth of it. But the fact that he's right. If this is a factor right here where people are like, yeah, I'm good. I'm not going to come back. Right? I guarantee you they will change that if they haven't already in an update that I don't even know if they did.
But once again, it's too late. The pivot that these companies want to take is always too late, right? You make the game, you sell the game, and you let it go. You let it go, right? How is it that we're so caught up with the whole patch system and what a company does anymore? When it was on a disc, it had to be done because it had to be shipped. The little disc is in the box, wrapped up in plastic on a shelf. That game's got to work right then. Right. When I open up the box, it's got to work. You don't get a patch, whatever else. So the convenience of a game being digital, meaning is the same as saying, well, I don't have to finish it because I can finish it whenever I feel like it. But then you want more money for this product. And so when I don't give you the money for the product because your game is broken, then you decide you want to pivot and think you're going to hold on to our attention. Meanwhile, 10 other games have come out since you've been pivoting. Nobody cares.
Right.
Right? As far as I'm concerned, let them go. Let those companies go. Anybody that's been bought by a bigger company now, that you're part of the corporations now, I'm sorry to say this. You got to let them go. Like Bethesda, love them. I love them. However, the position they have put themselves in goes against everything that they actually grew up doing. And so they got to go. You have to stop buying the product. Let them fall. Let them be sold. You should have to fight for your existence. The dev teams should be artists who are starving, looking for a sandwich. The reason why they're working is because they're hungry. They're going to do the best work they can so the best people buy it and they talk about it and everyone wants to play the game because it's fun to play. That's a win. If I'm given a list of shit to do, microtransactions, narrative design, I want this guy in, make sure you have all colors of the rainbow in there. You got to have this guy, like all this list that we have to do. and then the game doesn't sell, and the next thing you know, everyone's fired. Well, tough.
Right.
Tough. You got to go, right? Cream rises to the top. You cut off the fat. You keep the good. You get rid of the bad. It's business, right? We have to stop treating these people like you want them forever. They're taken. Your childhood dream dev team that you played games from your teens into your 30s
don't exist anymore.
Are gone.
Yeah.
They're gone. Stop giving them money. They'll go away. And lo and behold, something miraculous will happen. The indie guys who no one talks about will rise up and make a game that everybody wants to play. And then they'll be the new top dog, right?
Yep.
Nobody wants to wait 15 years for a sequel to a game that you know is going to suck. Every
Right.
single one of these IPs that you guys are waiting for, they all suck. So what are we waiting for? I'm waiting for the next indie. I'm waiting for the next Claire Obscure. I want those guys to work on a game.
Yeah.
Right?
There's been quite a few games that come out.
People to work on a game. Everybody else, you got to go. You've been taken. I understand. You were good one day, but you decided that you wanted to get rid of your talent. You didn't want to pay them. Costs were going up. Whatever rules you guys want to go by, right? Meanwhile, we all know that game companies thrived for years doing what everyone did best, make games. And now we're in La La Land, right? It's all corpo nonsense. And I'm supposed to hand over some extra money every month.
Well,
Oh, fuck. Yeah, back at it.
the next thing that we're going to talk about is the thing that was announced yesterday, which was the Steam Machine, which is Steam, Valve, is going back to the console. They had the Steam Link system about 10 years ago, and now they're coming back, and it says your games on the big screen. Power PC gaming made easy in a small, mighty package. Okay, it says your stream library in more places with over 6 times the horsepower of a Steam Deck. Steam Machine has power play the whole Steam library, including your favorite AAA titles. Just sign into your Steam account, and your entire library is there. Now, this is huge, by the way, because obviously, if you've never played Steam, you don't have a Steam account, you're not going to have a library. But if a person wants to sit and you don't want to sit in front of your computer at your desk, you want to be in the living room like with your other PlayStation and because let's be honest, people that buy this, that have a Steam library, that have a PC, probably have a Nintendo, probably have a PlayStation, probably have an Xbox, multiple, if not all of them, right? And this will be another thing that they put on next to the thing, next to all the rest, right? So, but if you buy this for whatever price is, we don't know what the price is, you have that whole library. And again, it's not going to break the bank because there's a lot of games on the Steam library that are like $5, $7, $10, $20. You could buy the $70 games and stuff like that. But so there's that. The core features that define the Steam Machine. It says it has Steam OS, an OS optimized for gaming with fast suspend resume and cloud saves. That also just to start. Small form factor. It's about the size of a banana. Okay. It also hide it under a banana in a powerful PC gaming package into roughly 6 inches. See, things come in small packages, guys. Steam Machine keeps cool and runs whisper quiet.
3 dick jokes in less than 30 seconds. What are the guys doing over here?
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Even while running the most demanding games. And it says the I/O for days, ready for all peripherals and monitors. You can also throw at it 1 gigabyte Ethernet display port, 1.4, HDMI 2.0, and USB-C and 4 USB-A ports. Okay. Down here, it says CPU and GPU 4K gaming at 60 frames per second with FSR, so it does do the frame generation stuff. Semi-custom AMD desktop classic CPU and GPU. It's got storage available in 2 storage sizes, 512 and 2 terabytes. I'm assuming the 512 will be less than 600, and the 2 terabytes will probably be pushing 1,000.
Anybody with a brain's getting the 2 terabyte.
Right. Right.
What the hell am I going to do with 512? What am I doing with that?
Well, I think you could upgrade yourself, so you could buy your storage yourself. Connectivity is 2x2 Wi-Fi 6E plus Bluetooth 5.3 with a dedicated antenna, Steam controller wireless adapter, and builds in right into the Steam Machine for direct pairing. And power, no giant brick, Steam Machine power supply built right in.
The brick was there to keep the heat away from the damn unit. It's not because they try to do it inconveniently.
Yeah.
Right. You don't want the power supply in the unit that's causing more heat. That's all that's for.
Well, now they have the power in this.
Was that wood? Is that wood paneling I saw?
Yeah, it's a fake. You can change the panel up front.
Oh, you could change the panel.
Yeah, it's like a magnet. You just stick on.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
So customizable.
There's also an LED strip that tells you, like, so let's say this was loading a game. This would be like a loading bar to tell you that the game is almost done loading. You can have it flash like this. You can do a bunch of stuff.
So I want it to be red like Knight Rider.
Yeah. Woo, 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 woo. Right?
Yeah, I
Where it
want it
goes
to be red
across.
like Knight Rider. Who wants blue? Who wants that?
So
Can I
optimize for...
Can I change the LED?
Yeah, you can change the colors of the LED. Yeah.
Okay, then now I'm interested. Go ahead.
Sarge is sold. Optimized for gaming. It runs SteamOS. Steam Machine runs Valve's gaming first operating system. SteamOS is designed to provide a plug-and-play user experience while keeping power and flexibility of the PC experience. The same way as the other Steam hardware like Steam Deck and Steam Frame. And the Steam Machine Verify, we're also expanding a verified program and include ratings of the Steam Machine so customers can understand how their games will run. And it's a PC. Yes, Steam Machine is optimized for gaming. It's also still your PC. Install your own apps or even other operating systems until you use your computer. So they got a bunch of other stuff coming out.
Let me ask you a question. So where are we now? Right? Because I'm not trying to say that I'm in this spot only. I'm not going to move. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is if Xbox doesn't call themselves a console anymore, and the next thing that they want to release is basically
what this is,
gaming PC.
Yep.
And then this comes out with basically a mini PC, but it's not a console anymore. So it's everybody's going to be selling a PC now, and only PlayStation sells a console. Is that how we're looking at it?
I believe so. But here's the thing. I think what's happening is that I said this yesterday when we were playing Star Wars. In the past, it was Nintendo and Sega, right? There was two players. Atari was there, but then Atari faded off, right?
Yep.
And then PlayStation came in and Sega faded off.
Yep.
Okay. And then Nintendo, PlayStation were the two big guys. Then Xbox came in, and now you could say Xbox is sort of fading off, but they're not fading off. They're adapting to what the future was, where the Sega and Atari didn't have that luxury because we didn't have the internet like it is today, right? So now Xbox is fading off, and they're still making consoles, but they see the bigger picture. And I think Steam sees the bigger picture as well, because Steam, in my eyes, is the leader for PC, and Xbox is now number 2, becoming a PC. So Steam is the leader, Xbox is number 2, Xbox was number 3 over here, okay? But now they're number 2 over here because no one else is in this field, right? You have other players in here where you have Google Stadia try to come in with their system. You have Luna with Amazon trying to do stuff. You have Apple trying to do stuff, but they already have the cell phone, right? The cell phone is the biggest thing that's out there for mobile.
Yeah, but you know there's not enough talent to keep all these people alive. You know that, right?
Correct. So when you look at stuff like this, Xbox and Steam, if they're the 1-2, just like I said that Nintendo and Sega were, and then Nintendo and PlayStation were, and then, you know what I mean? These guys are the 1-2 of this new era of cloud gaming, PC building, whatever it is, where the Xbox is going to be like a PC. Steam's making it easier to make a PC, because Steam has never had an actual, they did 10 years ago with the Link system, but they know that Steam people don't get until later in life, okay? Because Steam's on PC. You're not buying your 11-year-old a $2,000 PC to play games, right?
Yeah, but we're getting close, man.
Yeah, no, I get that. But what I'm saying is some of you own PCs and your kids play your PC, but you're not buying your kid an expensive PC.
So you're saying
buy them a console.
So you're saying that's what this is? This is you buying your kid a PC?
You buy your console for your kid, and I think, again, this is just my vision, is that Steam's like, hey, we already know our player base. This is what it is. They don't really care about the 250 million people that play on console, but what they do care about is that when you're a kid, you get Nintendo. That's where you start off. You start off with Nintendo, okay? Just because it's easier games, nice games, you know what it is, okay? And then when you get older as a kid, you start wanting to play maybe Xbox or PlayStation, and you start to go off your own thing, right? And then when you get older, you start making more money, and you're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to get myself a nice PC, right? Well, I think Gabe knows that if we put this in the living room, and mom and dad buy this for the living room because they are PC gamers, they're Steam guys, that they're going to share it with their kids as well. And now younger people can start playing Steam on this simplistic system where it's just plug and play, plug it in your system, and they start playing. So they start conditioning the people, oh, Steam. Right?
So that means
that's the way I look at it.
So does that mean that because technically they're all PCs now, the game should be coming out quicker because they don't have to make it for 2 different systems?
Well, this is the next thing I said. earlier today I said, do we think that Grand Theft Auto comes day and date now because the PC will be in the living room?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yes.
Right? I think Grand Theft Auto comes out.
You're not waiting a year. I don't think you're waiting a year.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't need to be a high-powered system, though, right, Dupless? Like, I understand the techies are like, well, it's not going to run 120 frames per second. They don't care about that. If you want the 120 frame experience,
You'll go buy one.
go buy a PC, right? Go buy the 44 hertz monitor and all this other stuff. When you make money, you can go spend your money, but they also want to get to that clientele that doesn't or can't get, again, in my vision, of $2,000 PC, right? And I understand you don't have to buy a $2,000 PC, but the average person.
What I'm trying to figure out is where the end game resides, because in my eyes, based on the information that I've looked up, the generations behind us are less in number. They don't
Correct.
have more in number. There's
And
less
even if they go up to their biggest ever,
and what I mean
still
to
less
say,
than 300 million.
right? What I mean to say is, like, the generation of kids below us, the numbers are lower. So your business as a gaming company isn't gonna grow because there's less people coming into the actual industry. Like,
Correct.
So
There's less children in the world, by the way. Yeah, there's less.
Right.
Kids
There's less kids in the world. There's less kids in those generations, is what I mean.
Correct.
To say, right. So that being said, if you know that your next 15 years are not going to see rising numbers of actual consumers that you can sell to, the only way that you can make more money is by doing what they're doing now, is milking us more per person. That's it.
Correct.
That's the only way.
You have to
So
double
if you
dip,
get
triple
rid
dip
of-
into the same people's
So
pockets.
if you get rid of the quote unquote consoles and you make everything basically now is, we haven't come out. The reason why we're having trouble discussing this is because there's no name for it yet, right? And we'll just say it's PC, right? But it's the gaming thing. It's whatever this next thing is going to be. Now, if you focus everybody into the actual thing, then all you have now is people all making the same thing, and you want Coke or Pepsi, right? We're all making a same kind of box, just like they're all making PCs before, right? You want this PC, you want that PC. We're closing it down to where it's just now this box.
Well, this is also a thing where I think Steam did this because they knew that Xbox was coming into the market and they were going to try to be a PC. So they can't just let them run away with it. They have to compete.
Well, I think what they just did, right? What Steam just did basically is fire a shot across the bow of Microsoft.
Sure.
They didn't give him a date and they didn't give him a price, right? So now all Steam has to do, right? Because now they know full well that Steam's is making this regardless, right?
Yep.
So Xbox's console's problem is that they know now that they're just going to come out with this box. There's no reason for me to buy things on these units anymore. I can just buy all games here, right? I don't need to worry about PlayStation or Xbox. I can just buy it here. I can get everything.
Correct.
Right? I'm not counting the first party shit.
No.
I'm leaving that out for the moment.
Well, even then.
Right, but what I'm saying is,
My dog's going ape shit.
Because of the way it's described, because of all Steam has to do is wait for Xbox to say, these are the 2 units, these are the prices. And then Steam just goes right under them.
Well, Steam
goes right under them.
Well, they're coming out before. They're coming out before them. They're coming out in early February, early next year. Yeah, they said early next year. That's what they said. I can't tell you if they said early next year is when they're going to come out with the price.
Well, I think that either way, they're in the power position to where if they set the price, Xbox will have a hard time trying to match their price and still get their 30% margin.
I look at it as Steam is now in the running where they are the 2 in this new hybrid PC/console market. If Steam didn't make this box and Xbox made the next Xbox and it was the only box that was the PC-esque box what Steam just came out with, Microsoft would have a wide open market to do whatever they want. And Steam was like, let's do this, right? They've been working on this for like 5 years. They knew where the industry was going. right?
Absolutely, they knew.
Microsoft knew where they were going. Steam knew where they were going. They're right down the street from each other, right? Xbox is letting Steam on their platform. Steam's letting their things on their platform. Now, the funny part is, where's PlayStation on all this? Okay, because PlayStation, if they just still want to do the console stuff, do they make, we talked about last week, do they make their own launcher? Do they just team up with Steam to do the thing? Now, when Steam comes out with this and day and date, does PlayStation games come out day and date on the Steam box and also this? Does that hurt PlayStation, right? Do they wait and not do the day and date? But now you have Xbox that can play Xbox and Steam, and they can do this and they can do that. So all of them are just, they're meeting where the players are. The players want to buy what they want to buy. So if I want to play on Xbox, I buy on Xbox. If I want to play on PlayStation, I play on PlayStation. But
my
Steam is that one-stop shop for everything. They're going to have Xbox games, they're going to have PlayStation games, and they have all Steam games.
There's nothing wrong with PlayStation having their own first-party titles
No.
and be part of this.
If you're happy where you are, then stay where you are.
Completely fine.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is if you're talking about now, we're all in the same boat. It's just a PC. We're all in the same boat. It's just a PC. I mean, PlayStation doesn't even need to call themselves a console. They could just say they're a PC. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all the same guts. It's all the same shit. You know? So
yeah.
what are we supposed to settle on? If the price point comes out, I'm trying to get my thoughts together. If the whole point of a console was because nobody wanted to bother learning how to do a PC and all the adjustments that you need to make and all the cards you have to buy.
Plug and play.
So I buy a console because it's plug and play. So now they're trying to sell you on the fact that this is a PC, but it's a plug and play PC, right? So is it, in layman's terms, is it a console or is it a PC? You know what I'm saying? Because
it's a PC.
It's always been a PC.
I know,
right?
but this is a 100%. It's a PC.
Guts.
No, but this is an actual PC. It's running Linux.
Okay.
It's running Linux and it's and Steam OS. You could put mods on this, right?
Okay.
So all the Steam mods, you could put the mods on this. You could do all the stuff that you can do on your PC on this actual device as well.
So it's an open source. You don't have to worry about
Correct.
Right. Okay.
Correct. So let's fast forward like 5 years from now. Just like Atari was the king, and then Nintendo came in, and then Atari went off, and then Sega came in. PlayStation could be the Sega, could be the Xbox of consoles, right? Because Xbox went over to here. Steam's prime contender to be the number one across the board. They're already the number one launcher on PC, right? And now they potentially could be the number one launcher and also be the number one console because there's so much stuff that you could do with this little box.
I'll be honest with you. I really don't think it's a big fucking deal for PlayStation at all. PlayStation and Nintendo can stay exactly where they are and fight it out with each other because they're both Japanese companies and they can both just compete with each other. And it's two different markets with a little bit of overlapping. They'd be fine.
Yep.
Microsoft
and just dabble in the PC
Microsoft wanted to get the hell out of the console thing because they could never beat them. Because they never had the talent for first party.
They've always been behind.
Right? Always been behind. That's fine. So now they're going to just move their happy ass over to PCs. Where they've been anyway.
Correct.
Right?
And they'll be behind there as well, but there's bigger pool that they could pull from.
Right. So in 5 years it'll just be Coke and Pepsi. That's what it's going to be.
That's exactly right.
Right? It's going to be Coke and Pepsi.
Yeah. McDonald's and Burger King, Coke and Pepsi.
Soda. Great.
Yeah.
You're in the right spot. I don't see a problem.
Yeah,
I think everybody will settle where they want to settle.
Krebsy says, I'm surprised that no one's talking about how Xbox Next hardware will have Steam on its platform where Xbox doesn't get a cut from sales on the Steam platform.
I'm sure there's a deal somewhere, Krebsy.
But this is the thing. Everyone thinks that Microsoft, they don't care. Office Space takes pennies and they make millions of dollars. Microsoft doesn't need the lion's share of what it is. They're everywhere. They're getting percentages from everything.
Right. They're upset because this division doesn't make as much money as they want it to. That's why they're pivoting, right? Because they let it go on. They let Phil Spencer and the rest of these guys do what they wanted to do for X number of years. They were supposed to hit a number. They never hit the number. And so now the foot came down and now they have to pivot to do what they have to do in order to get the numbers up. That's what happened.
If they were getting 5% or 10% of the 250 million potential customers, and that's all they were making is 10%. And now they're making 10% of the 3.8 billion people that are on PC and gaming across the platform. Guess what? That's a bigger percentage. They don't care that they're giving up this percentage of this and this because they're making 100 times more than they were making before.
Right. Console sales and market share were never high enough to justify what they wanted to do.
You get the masses.
They would be better served if they just bought mobile companies and made mobile games. It'd be the same thing.
Correct.
It'd be the same thing.
Microsoft says, or Krubsy says, they don't care. Microsoft just said they need to be 30% margins. Yeah. What's the margin of something that costs literally nothing? It's a digital format, and they charge $80, $70 for the thing. What margin do you think that they're getting off of that? They're getting a pretty big fucking percentage of that margin. Of 30%.
And if they're not, it's their own fault because they're bloated.
That's correct. If they're going way over price, if they're going way over price, now the money that they're making from everywhere that you're getting, and then the servers that they have to run, and people are paying $30 a month or $10 a month or $15 a month, they're making nothing. There's not a physical box that they're making. It's a digital thing that they're streaming across the thing. And sure, there's prices for the servers. There's prices for the things to maintain the stuff. There's a much bigger margin on that stuff than there is on the actual disc and the actual thing that they're shipping to stores with gas and product and plastic and all of these other things when they're just taking the percentage of the stuff. You guys talk about this margin thing like they're making physical goods. They're making digital goods. I can make 30% margin on a digital picture, charge $100 for it. Well, it doesn't get off my back.
But that's what they're doing.
Of course, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're making less stuff and charging more money to make a bigger margin. I don't understand how hard this is for people to understand. They're like, oh, well, that's not the standard of... They're not making games. They're making software and putting them on everywhere. The masses, supermarkets make money because of all the food that's in the place, not just the strawberries on the shelf. They're making margins on some and they're losing margins on the other. But overall, the store stays in business because they're making their total margin. So the disc they print and the copy is sold on PlayStation, or the copy that's sold on PC, or the copy that's sold on the television set, and then the streaming service on top of that, they're making their margin total, not per the thing. What do you think the margin is on an egg? Okay? What do you think we charge for an egg on our egg farm? It's an egg.
Well, you have to figure out the cost of the feed.
Yeah, the feed and stuff like that.
Yeah, everything's factored in.
Yeah.
All there is.
There's a lot of margin on that egg.
All there is for a digital product, though, is labor. And if they're not making their... And I'll say it the same way. If Microsoft would run their gaming division lean and mean, instead of throwing all these developers on it, they would make their margins. But they spend too much money trying to do all this crazy shit, and they don't have the talent. Look at the difference between a dev team that's talented and one that's not. Right? It's not our fault that you spent $500 million to make a game where another dev team only spent 120. What does that say?
Right.
Right? That has nothing to do with me. I don't want to give you $80 for a piece of shit game because you overpaid for your dev team because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. However, I'll give you $40 for Claire Obscura's game that's fucking badass and it came in under budget.
Exactly.
Weird how that works.
Yeah.
Weird.
All right. We're going to do some Q&A. Submit your question. We'll put a Q in front of your question, and then we'll put it in a little sidebar here, and then we'll start asking the questions. While we do that, I'll go over real quick some other stories. We have, did you see this, Sarge? The future of a real console's coming out. This is called the Introducing Analog 3D. This is a N64.
Super Nintendo.
It's a Super Nintendo, but they've done it where now it's 100% compatible with all the games for the first time ever. It does 60 frames for 4K. Okay.
What?
Yeah. So you can take all your old cartridges, you shove them into this box, and you can have a much better experience with your N64 games.
No, I think I know what this is. They want you to put the cartridge in this thing because what it does is destroys your game. Because they're trying to get rid of their hardware
inside the thing and see all the coins are gone.
No. You put your game in and it plays, but after a while, it causes the game not to work anymore.
It shoots a laser inside the thing and deteriorates it over time.
I'm confused by this. Isn't Nintendo going to set this place on fire and sue them into oblivion?
Yeah, I
don't
know how
understand
that's going to
what
work.
is happening right now. How does this work?
Yeah, I'm not sure how this works, but there you go. It says
So
we're
you're-
preserving video game history with the FPGA hardware.
So you're selling. I'm confused. So you're selling something that will play Nintendo cartridges, but you're not calling yourself a Nintendo.
That's correct.
I don't. How does this work? What
I mean-
loophole? What loophole did they find?
I don't know. Maybe they
I'm
have a
being
back end deal.
serious.
Maybe they have a back end deal with Nintendo. I have no idea.
Did you see that little handheld Game Boy that's got 26,000 games? It's like
Yeah.
every game for all the
For
systems.
$50?
Yeah, have you seen that?
For 50 bucks?
Bro, you give that to your son, like he'll play every game in existence.
Bat
From
says,
the
why
time we grew up."
cartridges? I'll just emulate it on Steam. Sure, but people like nostalgia. If they want to get this thing, they can take all their I have all my cartridges, right? And it upscales them to 4K 60 or whatever.
It upscales the cartridge to 4K 60.
Yeah, it does 4K HDMI output. Yeah.
I don't believe that.
I mean, that's what it says.
I don't believe that. I think first of all, the game would be unplayable. Some games would be unplayable because it's running too fast.
It says 48 kilohertz, 16-bit PCM audio as well. And it's $250.
I don't even know what to say. What
Ships in 4 days.
is Nintendo too busy suing everybody else that they didn't notice this one? Is that what's happening? Is Nintendo are all their lawyers occupado that they don't know that this is going on right now? Is this
They're too busy suing
is this
Pocket
Soldier
Pair.
Boy? Is this Soldier
Yeah.
Boy?
No, this is not Soldier Boy. This is not Soldier Boy. Yeah. So, this seems interesting. It says Analog plays legacy game cartridges via the original style cartridge slot. Analog does not play copyright ROM file. Analog is not designed using software emulation. It's designed using a specialty hardware chip called FPGA, which operates as a transistor level. Analog 3D does not infringe on any copyright or trademarks. All games are showcased to illustrate compatibility with Analog 3D. All trademarks and copyrights visualized and compatibility are properly and respective owners. 5, Analog 3D does not operate utilizing BIOS files or any other entities. Analog design all hardware. Analog 3D does not support Open FPGA. All new 3DO features all support of Analog. Only it is not supported by any of the past Analog products due to hardware restrictions. Past Analog products will continue to receive updates and full support respectively. 8-bit Do 64 controller is not included with the Analog, and they sell separately for so you have to buy the controllers for $40 a piece. Resolution is 10 times the majority of the games at 320. Some games display at 640. Analog requires 4K capable display to use the original display mode. Analog cannot use a capture card or original display modes enabled. It can also use a capture card at 4K without the original display modes. And Analog 3D supports 1080p output in addition to 4K. We strongly recommend playing the 4K for the experience of Analog was created for.
Okay, so can't you just emulate 4K?
I mean, yeah, you can just emulate on your thing right now.
So once again, why would someone buy this?
I don't know. I mean, I have my 64 still. It still works. Maybe someone that's interested in this and nostalgia and they have their old games and maybe they can't find it. I don't know. I mean, you could go to a thrift store and try to pick up an N64. I never understood this. Atari does this. Atari had the digital thing where you could play all the games. Remember last year we talked about that?
Yep.
I don't understand why people would buy those things because you can literally play Nintendo games or whatever games.
You can emulate whatever game you want.
Emulate in the fucking browser right now. So I'm not too sure. Anybody interested in this in the chat? I thought it was cool, but I'm not running out to go buy one.
I still think the handheld thing with 26,000.
I want to go buy one, but I'm always afraid that it's off of some shit site that's going to take my information or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like 20,000 games for $50. What do you think their margins are?
I'm just baffled by a lot of this stuff, man. Like the price for all this stuff keeps going up, but nothing's changed. I know developers haven't got raises. Let's put it that way. Nobody got raises.
Another story real fast. as we wait for a couple more questions. Stellar Blade 2 could come to Xbox and Switch 2. There's a rumor out there that the developer said that they want to make it to more platforms, so that's coming out. Ghost of Yotei sells 3.3 million copies since the release last month. Helldivers 2 Xbox port helped increase the PlayStation 5 and PC sales on top of that. We have Sony surpassed 84 million shipped.
That's a crap article. Okay,
I say shipped. It said sold.
Bring the article up. Listen.
I gotta find the article again.
The reason why they sold an additional 10 million units, what they call sold, which really means shipped, is because box stores are loading up for the holidays. So they can sell PlayStations, right? Just because they went from Japan to the box store doesn't make them sold to be counted for. They sold them from the company, but they're not in the hands of somebody.
Yeah, sold to the big box stores, but not sold to people's physical hands. That's the difference between shipped and sold.
Right. If you
want
a
lot of people say sold because Sony did sell them, but they didn't sell them to people.
Sure.
They sold them to box stores. Yeah,
retailers.
Where is this article? I'm trying to find.
I mean, it is what it is.
Sure, but when articles are written and they say sold, and obviously it's not sold, it's shipped.
They're not specific.
Yeah. So PlayStation has sold over 84 million consoles worldwide. It says PlayStation has revealed that the PlayStation 5 has sold over 84 million units worldwide since the launch of 2020. Furthermore, the console doesn't seem to be stopping selling over 3.9 million in the past 3 months. Despite the high price tag, PlayStation 5 has gone to a highly successful console compared to other in the market with landmark first-party titles like Ghost of Yotei, God of War Ragnarok, also Astrobot. Yeah, I went to Costco just a couple days ago, full pallet, none missing. Like there had to be 500 PlayStations just there. They have a deal going on right now for the Portal as well. $250 for the case, the Portal, and I think earbuds or some shit. It's like a whole bundle that they have there for $250.
Christmas time, Black Friday's coming.
Yeah, they have MetaQuest 3 for less than $300 for the 3S, MetaQuest 3S, and then they also had the PlayStation 5s there.
I mean, Black Friday's 2 weeks away.
I'm not saying look, units shipped are products delivered to retailers, while units sold are products purchased to the end consumer. When they write articles and tell you that they sold 84 this is shipped, because you can actually go look it up, not this particular article because it says sold, and it says Sony shipped 84 million units total so far, right? Now, obviously, we know that there's like 75 million sold, so the last like 10 million are shipped in stores waiting to be sold, waiting for people to buy it, which I think they will sell a shit ton this holiday season. But at the same time, shipped and sold are two different things.
Let's put it this way: if a retailer wants to move product, they might have some kind of super sale. They might have some kind of rush on a PlayStation just to get them out of the store. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
Because retailers know that the system prices are out of control, so they'll offset it by doing something else.
They'll do a bundle or something. Yeah, they'll do a bundle.
And so they'll move units. That's normal.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if they sold a PlayStation 5 Pro for $350 or $400.
Oh no, they would go back down to regular price after they raised it. So right now, what is it, like $650? They would probably lower it to like $550.
No, that would be it would be jet by itself, but then it'd be a bundle of stuff.
I mean, look at what PlayStation 5 just showed on their over in Japan. It's literally what it should cost in normal price, but that's only region specific for them.
Yeah.
Not here in the States.
Which says what about what's going on over here?
Right. It's the tariffs. It's the tariffs. Right. It's the tariffs. All right. Let's go to, we got 10 questions. Let's get to Q&A. All right. First question. Altern says, should I knock off 5 points to this stream for using AI songs at the start? Yeah, go ahead. You could do that. You could take off the AI song. It's a good song, though. Generation X Gaming is AI. Human written, AI performed. So, yeah, you could take off 5 points. Krebsy says, did Sarge engage with the Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition and experience it being broken?
First of all, I wouldn't even. I turned off automatic updates because I didn't want that piece of shit update to infiltrate my fucking system. Because then I would have to download the mod.
Is it an update? Is it an update?
I would have to download a mod to get it out of my fucking system, and I didn't want to do it, so I just got rid of it. I turned off my auto update, and I never turned on the game. I have played Fallout 4 for I'm gonna say probably close to 1,000 hours. I don't want anybody else trying to fuck with my game with your bullshit. That's a travesty, by the way. That's a travesty. What they release is a travesty, and what that says to me is I want nothing to do with that team is making. I don't give a shit.
Slug Racer says, if Steam comes to Android, will there be a bite-sized game catalog in Steam Store intended for large-scope games tailored for playing on the go? I would think so. Yeah, it would make sense, right? Because if Alterna was talking about earlier today, he was saying that the games that are coming to that system will also come to mobile. So I would assume that if they did that, then they would have a category for that. That's a whole other conversation because the mobile market's getting blurred lines in between what gaming is. Because what we used to call mobile games before was
garbage.
Was garbage games.
Now
but now
we
like
have
Genshin
full games.
Hey, now you have full games that run natively on the actual phone. You have Genshin Impact, which blows everything out of the water as far as even though it's free to play. Genshin Impact is a full-fledged game on the mobile device. You have Deep Rock Galactic Survivor that just came out on mobile. It's a full-fledged game on PC and then on console now. So yeah, I think they might tailor something on the go type of stuff. It makes sense. I mean, hell, even YouTube's doing that now, right? YouTube has little games that you can play on your phone while you're inside of YouTube. So yeah, I think so. Thanks for your question. Krebsy says, can you explain this Fortnite gambling thing because it's a betting gambling wouldn't it need to become a mature rated game, and I wouldn't think that it get kicked out of some countries.
It would.
So what they're doing, Krebsy, at least this is what the article said in the leak, Epic themselves is not doing it, okay? But they are allowing it inside the player-made maps or whatever you're doing, and they're already doing this in the game. So there's already things in the game where in-game currency where you can get like the little eggs or whatever and hatch animals inside the thing and player-made stuff. And it's like a loot box, a Kinder Egg type of stuff. And you're taking money that you're making in the game and then putting in the thing. But there's rumors saying that they might be able to do V-Bucks. And if they do that, I don't know if Epic gets away with it because they're not doing it, but the people that make the stuff are doing it. Does that make sense? So it's not an official Epic thing. So they're not responsible for the things on those things. So it's like download at your own risk. I don't know how they're going to get around it. I told my son if this happens, he's not playing Fortnite anymore, right? There's a difference if it's the fake money and then all of a sudden you're betting V-Bucks on shit, right? Because it's a one-way avenue because you're putting money into the system and then you're getting gambling tokens in the V-Buck form, and then the V-Bucks would be thing, but you're not getting paid out of V-Bucks, right? Second Life, this had a lawsuit back in 2004, 2006 when we were playing. People were opening up casinos inside of Second Life, okay? People were opening up banks and interest and buying like servers and buying houses and stuff inside Second Life. So much so that the government had to get involved because people were laundering money, people were doing a whole bunch of stuff, and you could exit money out of the thing. I was making hundreds of dollars a month by doing stuff inside of Second Life, and I didn't have to pay taxes or anything like that because right. But it was I think it was 250 lindens was $1, right? So you would make thousands and thousands of lindens, tens of thousands, and you would transfer that out. That there was multiple millionaires that became millionaires because of Second Life, right? And that's not gambling; that was just business. But when you did the casino and the slot machines and the crap tables, the government had to step in and was like, what the fuck's going on here? It's like a Wild West over here. So they had to stop it. You could still use real money in there and get paid out, but there's no gambling anymore in there. So I don't know how they're going to do it. Next one. Did you see? Did you see? Phil Spencer put a tweet right after the Steam Machine was announced, but curious enough, PlayStation did. Why would he do it? I know it's broken English a little bit there. I'll turn.
Does he mean that PlayStation did not send a tweet out?
Yeah,
But Phil
did
Spencer
PlayStation
did?
not? I didn't see the tweet or the letter, but I saw a video talking about how Phil Spencer said, "Hey, it's an open market. Congratulations," or whatever. I didn't see the PlayStation. Are you saying that PlayStation did as well, or PlayStation did it first and then Phil Spencer did it? If you can clarify, let me know. We'll come back to that one. Krebsy says, "Did you remember it's launch week for COD?" No, me either. No cooler talk for the game, and even if it's relevant, it's still going to sell 13, 18 million. We didn't get to actually talk about it. They have that new game mode, which I talked about in the opening stream this morning. You have to play the campaign, Sarge, right? You play the campaign, and once you're done with the campaign, there's like an end game called Avalon or whatever, and it's like a PvE extraction in the game after you beat the campaign in Call of Duty.
So you have to beat the campaign.
So you have to beat the campaign. So one, it's there for make people go through the campaign. Two, I thought this is the genius move that Microsoft is doing. I don't think it's going to work, but if you beat the campaign and you open up this extraction shooter, which obviously you only get access if you beat the game. Well, if you're on Microsoft, you either buy the game for $70 or $80 to play the game, or you pay $30 because you can't. I don't think you can get it in the lower tiers on Game Pass. You have to pay the $30 to get Call of Duty. So if you do that and beat the campaign, and then they have an extraction shooter, which is 32 players can be in this extraction shooter. Technically, if you like that game mode and you didn't buy the game, but now you're paying the $30 a month and you like that game mode, you could continually just pay $30 a month and you're only playing that one game mode for Call of Duty. So obviously, if you're a person that thinks you're going to like this, then you might as well just go buy Call of Duty straight up. So you're not paying $30 a month to play the end game after you beat the campaign. You see what I'm saying?
So mental, dude.
Yeah. It's still going to sell. It's going to sell over that.
Definitely double digits.
Yeah. Well, I definitely, it's going to be more than Battlefield, and it's definitely going to be, I think, closer to 20.
So what did he say, 15?
He said 13, 18? Between 13 and 18. Yeah.
That sounds about right.
All right. Let me
especially if people don't like it. If people don't like it, 15 to 18 is about right. If they like it, it's 20 to 30.
Yeah. Next one. Oh, we already got that one. Next one. What do you think we hear during the press tour of Super Mario Galaxy movie with Rosalia being played by Brie Larson? I think she's fine. I don't know why everyone's giving Brie Larson so much shit. Right? As long as she doesn't open her mouth and say, "I don't want 40-year-old men watching my shit," I think she's fine. Right? Like, I think she's fine. I think if she just promotes the movie as is.
Just stop saying fine. Say she's okay. Right? I don't want to. Fine and Brie Larson in the same sentence just doesn't go.
Oh, you're saying like good looking? I think she's good looking. I mean, she's a pretty woman. You might hate her because of what she said and then because of Captain Marvel and stuff.
Because ugly's through the soul, bro. It's not.
Well, absolutely. No, I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, if she doesn't come out and say anything stupid, I think it'll be fine. Like, I didn't say she's fine. I'm saying it will be fine if she just does the old school promotion tour, goes on his talk show, and says, "Oh yeah, it's really fun doing." Yeah, does the rounds and doesn't say anything stupid. It'll be fine. I didn't say she's fine. I'm just saying it will be fine. Next question. Altern says, "Do you think the Steam VR will cost the same as MetaQuest 3, $500, or will we see it for $1,000?"
I still up in the air, man.
I still think the total is bundled less than $1,000. It'd be like $999, right? For all three things: the controller, the console, and the VR headset. The VR headset by itself, I could see is like $499, maybe. Yeah, about $500. I could see that. What do you think, Sarge? Do you think the headset sells for $500 or less?
Yeah, this VR thing is just so out in left field. I mean, I don't see how it sells, right? VR has been trying to be sold multiple times.
I mean, I use VR quite a bit just to play games on a movie theater screen. I put the headset on, turn my Xbox on, and literally play the game. You know what? I haven't done that yet with Arc Raiders. That might be pretty cool to do. Let's see. The next one we've got. Do you think the next Battlefield 6 mode will be an extraction shooter? 100% they're going to put an extraction in there. If they don't, someone will do it in Portal. Do you think they put an extraction shooter? If they're doing 9 different fucking game modes, why not?
I'm sure in there eventually.
That's the new the hot ticket item, right? Especially that Arc Raiders is making good on it, and then Tarkov is coming to console as well, right? That extraction is coming out on console, so Battlefield 6 is like, wait a minute, we could make this an extraction. Maybe they pivot. Maybe Battlefield 6 makes an extraction, drops the battle royale, and all of a sudden Battlefield becomes an extraction shooter 100%. Who knows? Sorry,
please no.
Altered says, "Are we getting closer to the X-Men dating sim thanks to Marvel Rivals?" I think we're pretty close.
Why do you guys keep pushing this X-Men dating sim?
Well, the Marvel's Midnight Sun has a dating thing already in it, right? And then what they're doing with Marvel Rivals with 100 people in the thing, Altered always jokes about, having a dating sim with all these characters and whatnot. Who knows? Well, technically, Altern, if you meet a hot Black Widow in Marvel Rivals, you could go on a date and sit in Times Square and watch a movie or something out there. So you could technically go on a dating.
Are you talking about Black Widow the character or an old Black Widow?
I mean, it could be an old Black Widow playing Black Widow in Marvel Rivals, and you're dating her inside the game, and you're watching something in Times Square. All of the above, Sarge. All of the above.
Okay.
Slug Racer says, "What faceplate do you want for your Steam machine?" Out of what they showed, do I have it? Do I still have it up here? I closed it.
I don't want the wood facing. I can tell you that.
Why? What's wrong with the wood facing?
Bro, it's not the 70s, bro.
Can I get a custom made one? I want a custom made one. I would put Transformers, like a big battle sequence on the front of it.
I wouldn't even put a faceplate. I put another fucking fan right there. That fucking machine's gonna run so hot, bro. I want another fan on there. A matter of fact, I won't buy that son of a bitch until what are those guys called? The testers that test all of the hardware. What's that guy?
There could be modders for it. You could take the faceplate off. Someone puts a fan there and put the fan on there so it sucks the.
No, it's always suck. It's blow out. Never push in. It's always take off.
Well, the bottom one sucks in and then it pushes out. Yeah, so you put the fan and it could pull the heat out.
What's that team of guys called?
I would put Transformers, Slug.
What's that team of guys called that check out all the hardware? They run all this diagnostics and stuff on it. What's that group called?
Geek Squad?
No, it's not Geek Squad. That's the Best Buy assholes. I'm talking about the actual guys on YouTube who have a show. They test everything.
Oh,
there's
the guy with the long hair.
Yeah.
I forget.
They test everything.
Yeah.
Until I get an okay from one of those guys, I ain't buying shit. All
right. Well, real quick, how many units do you think it sells? I don't think it sells that many. Yeah. Total? I think it sells around what the Steam Deck sells, which is about 8 million units, 8 to 10 million units. I think that's all they sell for that device. I don't think they're putting them in box stores. You only can buy them off their website.
I say next year they sell probably 3 to 4 million. They probably sell about 8 million total.
Yeah, okay. So I say 8 to 10. I say they do about what the Steam Deck sold. Steam Deck's at 8 million.
3 to 4
I say they do
million.
8 to 10.
3 to 4 million initially for the year, maybe. Right. That sounds about right.
Let me see what anybody else. So, Alter, do you want to elaborate on this question again? Because
he says his keyboard is sticking.
Okay, so did you see Phil?
Never elaborated.
Did you see Phil Spencer tweet right after Steam Machine was announced? Yes, I did. But curious enough, PlayStation did as well. Why would he do it? Or did not? Why would he do it? I would assume that Phil Spencer has some sort of relationship with Gabe, even though Gabe doesn't have a good relationship with Microsoft. Phil talks to everybody, and I would assume he's a nice guy and was like, "Hey, congratulations on your launch of your thing. It's great for gaming." I truly believe that Phil Spencer believes that because he's a nerd. He likes games.
Yeah, either that or his Ozempic thing is going to expire soon.
Maybe. Yeah, they're right down the street from each other. the funny part is, I don't know why they have to do it like publicly. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know why. Why did Phil Spencer tweet? Yeah, I don't know why they do it publicly. Like, you could just literally go down there and go, "Hey, Phil, or Gabe, good job on the thing." Like privately, you could just say like, "Hey, good job" or whatnot. But they have to do it for some reason to like show that, oh, look, we're the good guys. We're okay with this. Like, it's like some PR type of bullshit. Yeah, no, I get that. But you could publicly, you don't have to do it. You could just be like, "Hey, congratulations on your system." And when someone asks in an interview,
but it makes them look like the better person.
That's what I'm saying. It's PR. It makes them look like a better person. All right. Let's see. Anybody else? Easy answer. Phil already talked about everything in gaming, regardless of platform, before the Steam machine was announced. There you go. Yeah. So, all right. That's going to do it for Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories of the past week, and we rant along the way. We do appreciate you very much for coming out, hanging out with us. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. We do this every single Thursday, four times a month. We also do a show called I do a show in the mornings called The Daily Grind, which we do 4 days a week. So grand total, you have 20 episodes of The Daily Grind, and you have 4 episodes of the GXG each and every single month. So if you'd like to support the channel, become a member as little as $5. If you'd like to go also check out the past broadcasts, you go to Spotify, Anchor.fm, anywhere else a podcast is listened to or are seen. All the episodes are up there. And if you'd like to also support, you can also check out the store down below. There's a link in the description, not the actual store in YouTube. If you go to the link in the description, it says Apparel. You can go look at stuff. We're not using Spring Tea anymore, so I'm trying to set up the store, but it's up there. It's just not officially up there yet. And then you can also listen to our music over on Spotify as well under 30 NSG. We got great songs. I posted a brand new one for Veterans Day. It's called 50 Stars Strong. Go check it out. That's a song you can listen to. You can also have the Embark for Glory, which is also one for Arc Raiders. So lots of different cool songs out there. I think they're pretty good. Check them out, stream them, download them, and just listen to them, share them. I appreciate it very much. You guys have a great rest of your day, evening, or night, wherever you are, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.
Game on, guys.
Retro meets the now and here. Gaming tales you need to hear. Laugh and shout and sometimes sneer. Memories from all those years. Console wars and secret tips. Tips and tricks from pixel trips. News that pours from gaming sips. Critical minds and